Welcome to Clash Royale League Asia. This is 2019 season number 1, and today actually is the final day of Phase 1 Group A. Not the final day, but for Group A, Phase 1, where they go against each other, it is the final day. So lots of crazy action will happen. My name's G Clef. With me, of course, is Ending Life. How excited are you to get these matches going?
Very excited, especially since seeing what happened yesterday with Jack going 5-0. If you guys haven't seen that, go watch it twice, maybe 3 times. Very impressive. But yeah, I'm especially excited because of what you said, G Clef. It is the final day for Group A going up against each other. And then next Thursday will be the final day for Group B going up against each other. And then starting next Saturday, we have the clash of Group A and B fighting each other. And you know, I'm very excited to see what the standings will be at the end of today for Group A.
Yep, we will have the standings on the screen very soon, but we have a lot of overlaps between. We have first place, no team with 4-0 so far.
Yep.
But 3 teams in sort of in tie because of that 3-1. And of course, after tonight, the standings may change, but for now, it matters a lot. And of course, Group A fighting against Group B, that's coming very soon in a week. So I'm really excited for that because so far, Group A, a little more towards Golem or heavier pushes. Group B, a lot more cycle, just comparing the two.
Yeah.
Just if I had to just pinpoint on each group, there is a difference like that. I think that's a really important one, as we're going to have Group A once again today.
Yeah, and you know, I just wanted to add on to what you said. You know, a lot heavier decks. We have seen a lot of P.E.K.K.A. Ram Rider coming from Group A. That itself is already super heavy, or Mega Knight Ram Rider. Either way, super heavy. But yeah, we do have the standings on the screen for you guys.
As you can see, 3 teams tied on top. Game with Brand Esports, OP Gaming 3-1. But of course, the game scores and set scores are different. As you can see, that's how we have 1 to 3, not exactly tied with 3 teams in first place. We actually have difference, as you can see on the right top corner with the yellow font. Talon, Detonation, they still got chance, but Sandbox they really need to climb up because that place is not where they want to be.
Exactly. And you know, yesterday in Group B, we had Fav Gaming, who was 0-3, got their first win yesterday. So I'm hoping that Sandbox today against OP Gaming, who is not an easy opponent, obviously. They are one of the teams that have 3-1 record. But still, they have to win. They have to get rid of that 0.
Yeah, before that, OP Gaming had 3-0, I believe. Game with versus Talon is match 2. Detonation Gaming, of course, will be going against Brand Esports as the last match for tonight. But let's start with the first one. Korea versus Korea. I haven't had this for some time in Group A.
We did have that Korea versus Korea, I think, on the first day. Yeah, but yeah, after that, we haven't seen too much. We do have Asher, Tabong TV, Uichan, Ho, Huni, Expo Master, and we've seen everybody come out so far except for Huni. So I don't know. We'll see when Huni will be coming out because we have 6 players on OP Gaming.
Yeah, also Tabong TV never came out for 2v2 and 1v1 in sets, but only King of the Hills a lot as the 4th player of the team. We'll see, and some switches are going on. Expo Master playing in 2v2 sometimes, then coming out in 1v1. We'll see what happens for OP Gaming, but in red, it seems like they're only getting the red side because their jerseys really fit the color. Sandbox Gaming, Ido, Greed, Sado, Shinchu, they only have 4, so they gotta use all the members all the time.
Yeah, exactly, and we haven't seen too much swapping around for Sandbox Gaming. Maybe once, but they have stuck with their same 2v2s. They have stuck with, you know, Greed doing the 1v1s.
Greed or Sado.
Yeah, Greed or Sado, but you know, we'll see if any changes have been made maybe today because like you said, and like we both said, they have to try something new to get rid of that 0 on that win side.
And lots of times it was actually 2-0, not too many, only 2 King of the Hills, I believe. And they got to really bring it up. As you can see on the screen, they're really great friends, a lot of members. Here we go, Tornado Bans for OP Gaming, Sandbox Gaming bans Lava Hound for 2v2, and Mega Minion for 1v1. Look, Mega Minion's actually a ban that can be tricky. Because like if you just count out Baby Dragon, you can just swap it for Musketeer, but Mega Minion is a different case.
It's definitely iffy, like G-Clef said. We'll see what happens with that Mega Minion ban on the 2v2. And also, with that Mega Minion coming through, Huni, as I said, is finally playing today. So, yeah, OP Gaming definitely rotating all 6 players on their team. Get to see Huni for the first time in 2v2, I mean in 1v1 in set 2. And also on Sandbox, it's Ito and Sato instead of Ito and Shinsu, who we are used to seeing for that 2v2. So we'll see what happens against Ho and Expo Master.
Yep, Ito Shinsu playing basically just stuck together for 2v2 so many times. But now we see a new pair. Let's see. Tornado Band seems like, of course, it's the staple one, good one for 2v2. But the Lava ones, I'm guessing we're going to stay ground, which also means that we're a lot likely to see the Earthquake spell. I think that has been really changing some things around. We do see a lot of poison when lavas are allowed, but when lavas are banned, that's going to be the tricky part, because still when lavas are banned, there are lots of bats, some balloons, and having an Earthquake sometimes costs you the 2v2 games.
Exactly. But like you said, lava is banned. So I'm assuming we're gonna see a lot of Earthquakes. We're gonna see a lot of Inferno Tower, Bomb Towers, which means you need Earthquakes. Which means if you think there's gonna be an Inferno Tower, you might want either Zap or Lightning. But I guess nowadays we have the giant snowball instead of Zap, so we're probably gonna see some Lightning maybe from time to time as well to get rid of that Inferno Tower as well. So yeah, just because of that Lava Hound ban, a lot of things will change for these players for their decks.
That's right. Let's see what all the players are thinking. We do see a lot of giant double prints for 2v2. Also, golems are coming out sometimes. Not as much as China in Asia, but still a possibility. Of course, we've seen some giant skeleton plus royal giant yesterday, and that was really strong. Some royal giants actually connecting to the tower. Yeah. Not just the royal giant, the giant skeleton.
Yeah, they both connected, so you're right. Yeah.
Royal giant is always yes.
Yeah, they always connect.
All right, we're ready for that first game of 2v2. OP Gaming versus Sandbox Gaming.
All right, Sandbox on top, OP Gaming at the bottom.
It's gonna be the one as his prediction on that minus spot. It's a little harder without the tornado, of course.
Right. So right now, so far, Sandbox Gaming showing us a very light, fast cycle deck. So far, we've only seen 4 cards. With the poison, as you say, poison still coming out, even though the Lava Hound's not there. They just want to still constantly get the chip damage.
Ooh, Dark Goblin. Haven't seen that card too many times.
That's good.
I think both teams really want to keep it a cycle.
Yeah.
Not too crazily heavy, as you can see from all the cards revealed already.
Exactly.
Mostly going to be coming out from the minor damage and the Hog from Sandbox.
Exactly. Let's see what happens. The Hog is going to constantly go. Earthquake as well. Prediction Earthquake kind of in a way, but Prince, the Dark Goblin, is more than enough. No towers being put down.
Yeah, OP Gaming, they had the Bomb Tower, but instead they just ended up using the Dark Goblin. This time they do. Earthquake is not back on the cycle. So good wait from OP Gaming. Of course, they did get hit on the bottom left, but they did more damage onto the top right.
All right. Dark Prince, not a surprise to see him coming out at all anymore because of that patch and the Dark Goblin here.
Dark Goblin is actually going to be the pain. And Sandbox, they do have to use a card to remove that Dark Goblin all the time.
Ooh, that Earthquake is kind of, they're not in sync right now with that Bomb Tower that's being put down by OP Gaming.
And there was actually a Log and the Snowball together, which Log pushed out the Hog already. So the Snowball was not too effective in that way.
Yeah, they're definitely missing out the Earthquake cycle right now. So we'll see if Sandbox decides to kind of adjust to that or just keep using the Hog Earthquake even though the Bomb Tower is not being put down just for the damage.
Yeah, double miner and actually an offensive poison from OP. They want to get close to this one. And Sandbox, they're willing to trade for more damage with the Rage, Hog Rider, great pulls with the Log and the Snowball. This time it was near perfect.
Yeah, that was perfect. No hits done. and now it's going to be the bomb tower. They are not adjusting with the earthquake.
Great poison though.
Yeah, the poison is nice. Earthquake would have been better. But yeah, they are trying. They're going to cycle through. They have to. Sandbox has to force and try to get that Princess Tower down ASAP.
But seems like it's not going to be enough damage. They have a lot more spells. And with 5:22 left, OP Gaming with their Princess Tower, of course, taken on the top right, take the first game. Nicely done, as they were adjusting the cycle against the Hog Rider, and sometimes near perfect defense, and they got their minor connect most of the time.
Exactly, with that tornado being banned, you know, usually we send the miner bottom right corner just when there is a tornado so it doesn't get pulled. But now with the tornado banned, you can go bottom left, top right, top middle. You know, there's so many places, so it's going to be very hard to predict. And like you said, G-Clef, OP Gaming took advantage of that. They constantly switched. All the miners have connected to the top right corner, and you know, it's just lovely with tornado being banned.
There were some missed spells coming out. Not totally missed, but OP Gaming, some of the earthquakes, which was not getting the bomb tower because the cycle was actually against the earthquake. They had to either hold it once and use it when the bomb tower comes down, or just change the cycle entirely. So OP Gaming, in terms of spell value, they won't really getting too much in the cycle of their own. For them to change it, it requires a lot more harass for them.
I think you're talking about Sandbox, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, Sandbox. Yeah, they needed to change, either like what Jigo was saying, take that chance to change the cycle to match the earthquake with the bomb tower, or just continue with the cycle, because I think they continued because they like the cycle with the Hog, Bat, and you know, the Ice Golem and the earthquake coming through. It's just, unfortunately, it didn't match the bomb tower for OP Gaming when they were pushing. So yeah, Sandbox, they had to make a choice and they stuck with it, and unfortunately it didn't pan out.
Yeah, it's actually OP Gaming wanting to have that cycle, waiting for that earthquake and then using it after the second Hog. Nicely done. Let's see if they can keep that up in game 2.
Alright. Last week we did have Ho go into the 1v1s. I mean Expo Master going to the 1v1s. But now they are back together again, Ho and Expo Master. Get this win.
Ice Spirit actually connected the long damage, so that's something.
Yeah, Lumberjack is trying to do what the Prince does.
You need that horse. If you do not have the horse, you can't push the Giant. You need the horsepower, not the manpower.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's a good one. Okay.
Yes. Oh, defensive freeze. Okay. Seems like they want to get their own push going. Very likely to pair up with Balloon sooner or later.
Alright, the P.E.K.K.A, I guess, getting rid of the Lumberjack and the Giant with no problem. It was worth it, I guess. Showing the defensive freeze super early, you know, they might have wanted to kind of hide it a little longer for that one big push, but you know, that was a good defense.
Yeah, good defense, and they have the P.E.K.K.A against the Giant. I mean, what's better? What's a better card against the Giant? It is always going to be the P.E.K.K.A. Of course, there are some other options, but still really good for Sandbox for defense. Just have to cycle that out. I think they only have one P.E.K.K.A, and OP Gaming, they have 2 Giants. So they're trying to fight the cycle in that way.
Yep, exactly. We'll see now. This time around, OP Gaming is in basically a similar position of what Sandbox was last game. They have to wait for the cycle, wait for the P.E.K.K.A to see and time the Giant, because if the Giant is down when the P.E.K.K.A's out, the Giant is basically just a goner. So
yeah, Giant really needs to connect, but Sandbox, they also have the bomb tower. Here comes a graveyard. Let's see how many connects. They do have the freeze, so instead of the balloon, it is going to the graveyard. Lumberjack plus Dark Goblin, they are too fast. And they do all the damage too.
Alright, we do have the P.E.K.K.A down again, and the freeze. Alright, the defensive freeze. The Lumberjack, alright, I guess the freeze was worth it with the Lumberjack Rage being down. Good defense right now. Seems like they're not connecting too much with the graveyard or anything else because of the Dark Goblin and the Lumberjack causing too much harm. There we go once again, Dark Goblin for defense here.
Good pull. Good pull by the Giants, but because of that, P.E.K.K.A was actually holding the Prince's damage, which let the Skeletons connect a little more. Let's see the attack on the left side. Even a Dark Prince.
That forced that bar barrel. Look at that Mega Minion.
think Mega Mini was just hitting the Barbarian right before, and then on the final shot that could have been possible, went down right before that too. So great defense.
Oh my god, the Ice Wizard and the P.E.K.K.A. is not going to even allow that. But there we go. They are trying to counter. They are trying to go left and right. OP Gaming here. We'll see if that'll be successful. The bomb tower is there though.
Yeah, let's see the focus as they had the guards against the Lumberjack and the Prince, so they delayed it really well. Sandbox Gaming just showing really good defense. Same with OP Gaming though. But they're taking some more damage from the Graveyard.
Yep, Graveyard is connecting a lot. To be honest, like, you know, when you have
no
a
Dark Goblin this
time.
time.
All right, here we go, Barbaro. But still, if you see the Princess Tower HP go down, it shows that the skeletons are connecting. Not as much as they would want, but still better than nothing.
Yep, and Sandbox there deleting the Dark Goblin with that log all the time.
Oh gosh. Bats. 3 bats are gone because of the Uis and Rocket. They are trying to end it here. It's connecting.
Yep, with that log extra damage, they're just waiting for the next cycle. With that poison, Sandbox Gaming will take the game back.
All right. That's good. That's good. I think Sandbox, if they had 2 P.E.K.K.A., it would have been dangerous. But you mentioned in the early game, you know, when Sandbox just brought out that 1 P.E.K.K.A. and just using that P.E.K.K.A. for that giant defense was just nicely played, I think.
Yeah, and they had the bomb tower to drag the giant. Well done, along with the guards, because against Lumberjack, Prince, single target guards, of course, really good. Needs at least 6 shots from them.
All right, well, OP Gaming, I guess it wasn't a great matchup with 1 P.E.K.K.A. being alive, 1 bomb tower being alive on the other side when you're just the giant Prince deck. And especially when you're both doing the same deck, basically. It's not going to work too well for you. But on the other hand, Sandbox, they had their defense down with the bomb tower and P.E.K.K.A., but they had their offense down with the double Graveyard as well, with the poison damage connecting. So, yeah, the chip damage basically won the game for them.
Yeah, Freeze, of course, a really important spell in this deck for Sandbox, but their log usage to delete the Dark Goblin, putting down the chip damage onto the tower all the time, and also sometimes you actually push the giant, or sometimes a Royal Giant. Like what happened yesterday was there were some bomb towers, but the log actually pushed the Royal Giant outside so that it doesn't connect to it, and it went directly to the tower, which can happen to the giant also. But that mistake didn't happen from Sandbox. Good teamwork. Down 1-1. Let's see who the winner is. We're going a little heavier in game 2 with giants. Lots of graveyard freeze.
Seems like OP Gaming is back to the minor and slightly a lighter deck so far. We haven't seen much, but still, minor did connect.
Oh, that Electro Raise. He just wanted to have some fun with his apps.
Alright, we have the defensive poison coming through just to make sure.
But worth it, worth the value here. Yeah, as long as you're deleting something, like an archer, and then also doing the damage to the tower, I think poison is worth.
Oh yeah.
But if you're getting more than that, of course, even without the hitting the tower, it's okay.
That's a defensive poison as well coming from OP Gaming here. Double Prince down this time around. We'll see. They're not going to even bother putting down the giant.
Yeah, but still getting some chip damage with the poison. Always getting that value is important from OP.
Alright. The Goblin placed in the back.
I think they switched into the Rascals for better defense instead of just having the giant. And other cards look similar, but some different spells from OP.
Yep. And especially they do have the minor this time, so they're going back to they're like not the same but similar with the minor chip damage from round 1 where they actually won the game. So they are going back. They're kind of mashing it up a little bit, but the Graveyard is coming back here.
Good defense with the guards against the minor this time from Sandbox. They're having some trouble guessing where the minor placement is going to be, and they're doing more some more damage with the Graveyard at least.
Yeah, even though that 1 Dark Goblin is being placed still, one or two skeletons connecting once or twice is going to definitely be worth it. There we go. They are just cycling through that graveyard over and over.
Rascal, so the princess doesn't lock in.
Ooh, and the freeze. Oh, that day.
Slightly unexpected, but Snowball plus the log, that was a desperate one.
That was, and they still took a couple hundred damage there. But this time OP Gaming is retaliating with the poison and the miner doing some damage, evening it out basically.
Yeah, OP Gaming, they are, because they have to spam some more on the bridge, may cost them just a little bit.
Oh, nice Ice Whiz. The miner's not going to hit the Princess Tower at all. Only the poison damage going through.
Another graveyard, but Sandbox, they have the defense. And then push on their own, let's see.
Rocket, oh
getting the Dark Goblin helps, of course.
Alright, now they're both desperate. They're going to just have to spam everything, including the spell and...
Dark Goblin, okay, just before that, great E-Wiz. But the second miner does connect.
Oh!
With any kind of spell,
Rocket?
that should just be game.
Oh, that was so close because Sandbox, they needed to rotate to the Rocket. And they would have had the game. But obviously Rocket being very expensive.
Rocket's expensive and I think the traveling time is almost 4. You need to have Rocket out on the screen by the time you have 4 on the leftover clock. Yeah. So at least almost about 4 seconds, but and OP Gaming, they had so much more. They had the zap, it was down to I believe 29 HP, like zap, poison, any snowball, I mean, any type of spell damage was going to finish the game. So close game 3, but of course OP Gaming taking that first one. Sandbox really needs a win here though.
Yeah, you know, we don't need to say who did better, who did worse, because right now all we see is just Sandbox struggling to just get a single win within Group A, and you don't want to end your group stages basically, I guess, in a way, because today is the last day for Group A, and you don't want to go up against Group B and say, hi, let me introduce my team. We are 0 and 4. You don't want to 0 and 5. You don't want to do that. But either way,
I guess skip the introductions if you have to say that then. But OP Gaming, they were not perfect. There were some moments, just like a regular 2v2 game, where if there is a Goblin Barrel, you both throw down a log, or some double spells for both players. And Sandbox, they didn't really pressure really hard on that moment. I think that was the key, because they were restricted by their own play, which was just Graveyard and Freeze. They couldn't really stack up all the units over the bridge.
Exactly. OP Gaming did, I guess, in a way, they did make some mistakes with the scene that you just saw, the Giant Snowball and the log just being overlapped. But on the other hand, they were doing a great job keeping the bridge to themselves, not allowing anybody to pass through while the graveyard was being activated. So yeah, they did make mistakes, but they also did some good, great job defending the bridge as well.
Pretty cool, yes. Yeah. Spamming so that the Princess Tower doesn't lock onto like the baby dragon. Cool stuff from 2v2. Let's move on. Okay, so we have, who is this? Huni? I've never seen him.
Never expected me? Debut match of Huni on the right, it says.
First time on camera, first time on stage. Never even played on the King of the Hill. Of course, OP Gaming, they do have 6-man roster.
Yeah. And
they swap up players in and out for each match. Let's see. Ban is Tornado. No record. Nothing being played. But, of course, from the sheet, he likes cycling decks. Maybe he's got the skills.
Alright, well, Greed. We know him. Well, he is one of the new players, I guess. I can't call him new anymore because we're already in 3 weeks to the season. But either way, starting this year, he was one of the new players in Sandbox, and he was doing great. He had a great start, especially in that 1v1 that he is basically up to be playing. He is back here. We'll see if he'll be able to beat Huni, another new player on OP Game.
Yeah, Greed playing a lot of some unique decks, especially against Talon, where he had 4 and, including King of the Hill, 4 and 1 game score. So really cool. But against Destination, against Rhea, he lost 0-2. So yet to prove his skills on stage. 2 pretty relevant rookies, I would say, in the league going against each other. Let's see. Best of 3.
I think OP Gaming, they are going to stick to the minor. In the 2v2, we saw OP Gaming come out with the double minor. Now in the 1v1, Huni is opting to use the minor. Obviously, the tornado is banned.
Yeah.
It's not surprising.
I think the radius of Snowball is too big.
Too big?
Maybe. Just maybe.
It's humongous. But I think it's worth it. I think it's worth it.
Oh,
Royal Hog, here we go. The split. This is the way I love it. Royal Hogs, the split Royal Hogs.
Yeah, you can look at the face of Greed. He's not really happy about this one because he was trying to just cycle out his own deck, but kind of got caught. That's also the reason why Huni just used that hog there.
Exactly. He noticed that Greed was preparing for that cycle, as you were saying, and he just basically broke that momentum with that just one card.
Yep. Ramrata got the Barbarians. Oh man, those Barbs. They're used to all the hogs being out on the spell. Greed not really having its time.
Yeah, we did see his facial expression here. He was not happy.
Yeah, Huni's gonna just have one ranged. It is the Musketeer at the end. And for Greed, we've seen some Mega Knights, we've seen a lot of P.E.K.K.A.s, of course. I think he'll be happier with the Mega Knight. If he had one, maybe he would have been playing right here. So it seems like it's going to be the P.E.K.K.A. He wants, if it was the Mega Knight, he would just spawn, add the spawn damage on top of those hogs.
Exactly. That would just get rid of him.
Because he's certainly holding on to it because he didn't play the card yet. So this is the mindset of how to read the opponent's card oftentimes. Huni knows. Still minor hits really hard. But Greed, I think he wants to have a really good setup on his attack onto the right.
Yeah, he's going to commit to that. With the Baby Dragon in the back for support. The Bandit is coming as well. Lightning and the Barbaro. Yeah, Greed is going all in right now.
Yeah, Huni doesn't really have too many after the Barbarians. P.E.K.K.A. can actually penetrate.
All right, so the Bandit dash connects. Another Bandit being dropped. Ram Rider connects.
Charge dash.
Now, Huni has to match Greed. Those Royal Hogs have to get those Princess Tower down. There we go. And the Miner, so it will go down.
But the damage onto the bottom is crucial.
Oh, jeez.
Dashes from the Bandit. Still the Ram Rider is on it with the Baby Dragon locking onto the King Tower. And well, Huni has a lot of things to consider right now. He has to think about the Pocket Bandit, a Pocket Ram Rider, so he's going all in. He may be rushing a little. Let's see.
Yeah.
Of course, he doesn't have too much time being left in this game.
There we go. All right, Bandit is used for that Barbarian, but we have that Baby Dragon alive. We'll see what will happen here. Because regarding the tower damages right now, Greed definitely has the advantage. Greed can pressure Huni into just defending. But it seems like Greed is going to just put some... Oh, there we go. Yeah, this is happening. The Ram Rider and the Royal Hog. But
he wants to finish.
Remember, there is a Lightning on the side of Greed, so good defense. The Royal Hogs basically did nothing.
Yeah, still 1,085.
Yeah. Just a couple more hits on that Princess Tower, and then a Lightning will just do the job.
And also Royal Hog, if you can split it, it's harder to defend against it. But if you have to go for that second tower, sometimes it can be rough.
All right, I think it's over. Ram Rider connects. Doesn't matter. Just one hit.
With that slow, good defense. When Huni actually did about 400 damage on top.
Yeah.
So good catch. As Huni's actually having a really nice defense, but Greed, he can look for those pockets. Just one more Lightning will be game. So Huni, I think he has a final.
Yeah, one final Miner does connect, but it's not going to be good enough with the Bandit on the defense. And now rotating around.
Yep,
King Tower
does have
very
the cycle
low.
In just 2 cards.
Oh my gosh, the King Tower. Lightning. Now the Lightning will get the King Tower down. Just needs to defend this though, as long as it doesn't die.
But he's spending all the elixirs to defend first. And okay, just the snowball damage, near perfect, and Lightning just before the King Tower goes down. 33!
Wow.
So that was actually a lot closer than we thought. And Greed actually had a few other chances of using the lightning.
Yeah.
Like he had the lightning without using 2 more cards or 3 more cards there. But just wanted to have that near perfect defense onto that Princess Tower. But the King Tower going down to 33, that was a close one.
That was a close one. And, you know, obviously we're not going to see a rocket there in Greed's card. But if, just for the sake of it, if it was a rocket, Greed would have lost. But the fact that it was a lightning, the insta deal going through either the King and the Princess Tower, Greed gets the win. Oh, that was so close though.
Yeah, look at this. Below that baby dragon, there is that bandit.
Yep. And the ram rider.
Uh-huh.
And if you notice, this time the second bandit connects to that musketeer, and look at it attack that Princess Tower as well, creating more opportunities for Greed.
Yeah, oftentimes it is supposed to go to the musketeer, but P.E.K.K.A was pushing the bandit to the side. That's usually what happens to the smaller ones with less mass.
Look at that. Look at those barbarians. We were so focused on the defense on the Princess Tower, nobody noticed the King Tower. It went down from basically full health all the way to 33. That was just...
Yeah, if he lost the King Tower and lost the game, he might have been regretting not using the lightning a little earlier.
Yeah.
Because he still had about 400. That was a close game. When he had his defensive moves, everyone thought that Greed was going to take it a lot easier than Huni did. He came close. And this is how we tell if this player is a good one and who has a lot of experience or not. When those times come, sometimes you just think, okay, I don't have time. I just have to pull this final move.
Yeah.
But the players are on the next level where they think, okay, I can actually have good cycle and defend this.
Exactly, and you know, both the players has shown us it was a close game, as we said. So now we'll see if Huni will adjust accordingly, come back in game 2, and maybe take a win for himself, because it is his debut. He doesn't want to go out 0-2 to Greed on his first day.
That's true. As they called for a timeout, OP Gaming, they did take the first set. So maybe they just want Huni to have some cool time. Here, get his cool time back and just have his own cycles in his mind, and then refresh going into game B, because if they take this set, it is going to be over. And Greed seems confident enough to take the game again. Let's see. Second game of set 2. Lots of minor cycles today.
Well, nowadays we see just too many minors because Tornado is always being banned.
I think that's what they go for here. OP Gaming just focusing a lot of minor, like they are banning tornadoes over and over again. We see that as a trend from lots of teams. Like Ponos was just banning Tornado all day long last time too.
Yeah. They basically just, please ban Tornado for everything that we play. But here we go, we do have the Rascals.
With the Princess, Greed could be going for a few cycles here.
Ooh, the Royal Hawk split again, and Bar Barrel. I mean, not Bar Barrel, what am I saying? Goblin Barrel, sorry.
Yep. Greed, I think he kind of hoped that Huni plays the same deck again, and he has brought the cycle. That's just crazy good against what Huni has against those Hogs. Inferno Tower, of course, you can switch the Inferno Tower to hit multiple like Clash of Clans. But still, it's got a lot of HP just against the Hogs.
Alright, there we go. The Bat Miner, alright. This time the Miner was placed a little bit in the back.
And it also screwed up one of the girls. Oh, never mind. It actually comes back to the back. And oftentimes that displaces the girls on the back.
Yeah. Rocket.
And getting the Musketeer too and damaging the tower.
And the girls actually got the Royal Hawks that split up to the right side, so you know, no damage to the right side. If you notice the damage that has been done, Huni did a little bit more to the top right, top left, but still, the bottom right has taken some damage as well.
Yeah, it's because Greed actually was being a little greedy in this case, throwing the rocket and trying to do the chip damage. Huni didn't miss the chance. 6 elixirs burned in the air. Huni wants to go for his attack at that timing.
Yep, that was a great call by Huni. Now we have the double elixir time. We're gonna see some spams. So that, ooh, barbs. He had the barb split in the back. Rocket, alright, to get rid of that.
Moving 3 out of 5, but okay, Huni wants to focus right after theirs. What's the rocket?
The rocket is definitely a gold sign for Huni, and it has been working out. Ice Spirit, Spirit Goblins all being just put down to defend. Look at the damage difference, 590 to 1,413. That's a huge difference. Greed's Goblin Barrel is just baiting, not working on too much. It does land a couple shots, but still.
A little quicker. And Rascal's going back and forth, left and right, but the Miner is the one that's doing damage. We're in overtime. Miner still keeps on eating full HP, and that should be game.
All right. Huni basically just loves the Royal Hogs, I guess. He's sticking with it. He splits them. He puts it on one side. He doesn't care how he works it.
Did he have Barbarians in game 1?
Yeah.
Okay. As for a second, I thought Greed actually had the advantage, but splitting the Barbarians all the way from behind, so that the Hogs gain a lot more value out of that Inferno Tower and everything together. It made the cycle for Greed so much harder to defend against the Hogs perfectly. Even though he had the Inferno Tower, of course, it locks onto 1, and it can only tank too many shots.
Exactly.
Yeah, this was the moment. See the amount of units that snowballed leading all the Goblins.
And like the thing is, with that split, as you said, the Barbarian split, the Royal Hogs go in the front, right? And the Bar Barrel comes. The 2 Barbarians in the back get rid of the Barbarians. And even though the Royal Hogs that went in the front die out, you still have to worry about the 2 Barbarians that are still alive in the back, which is going to force Greed to keep focusing on that left side defense, which is going to just keep him held up. So I guess in a way, Huni, that Barbarian split, the Royal Hog splits that he was doing from the start is just it's forcing Greed to do a split as well when he doesn't want to.
It's just like how I explained, there was only P.E.K.K.A to defend against 2 Giants in 2v2.
Yeah.
Huni had Barbarians to split and also Rascals to split. So keeping that cycle keeping 2 different cycles with the Hogs, for Greed, it was actually really tough to place Inferno Tower all the time, and also to remove everything with just Spear Goblins. I think that was the problem that he ran into in game 2. Huni just outcycled him so well in the ways.
And to be honest, when you have Royal Hog split, like you said, Rascal split, Royal Hog split, Barbarian split, you know, Princess and Spear Goblins is not gonna do the job, to be honest, because it's not as strong.
Yep.
Like, yeah, unless you get the full value of the Princess, right? Like starting to hit it from the bridge, everything lands. If that's not the case, then Princess and Spear Goblin is not going to be able to defend it perfectly. Royal Hogs or the Barbarians, they are going to land on that Princess Tower.
See, OP Gaming is really making a use of their bank card Tornado. Let's see if that advantage continues, because Tornado would have been so great against what Huni had.
Yeah.
Keeping everything away. Of course, with Tornado, the Royal Hog doesn't even come out.
Alright. Greed really wants to get rid of that Furnace.
Also a good value, keeping those Fire Spirits away. Yeah, I think we're seeing a lot more Musketeer, slightly because Mega Minion is also banned.
Yep.
You see that as the replacement for the card. And the Royal Giant.
Yeah.
Let's see if Greed has any. Yes, he does have Inferno Tower. Nicely done.
Alright, at the Bar Barrel. Gotta get rid of that.
But just by reading the cards, Huni should have the Lightning along with the Snowball.
Yep.
So maybe the next cycle when he's having the Royal Giant push, he just have the big zap on that tower.
Alright, we'll have to see because of that poison and the Bar Barrel also that Greed has. The Furnace is not going to stay alive to support that Royal Giant when Huni puts it down.
Yeah, that's right. Also, Legend playing some different spells in the Royal Giant deck yesterday. So Huni might not have the Lightning, but very likely we might see some different spells coming out.
Well, to be honest, I'm gonna be frank here. If Huni watched Legends game yesterday when he was playing
not,
that,
he should not listen. I watched it.
Exactly.
Everyone watched it. Here comes the barbs, nicely.
Okay. But
really well cleaned by the Barbarian Barrel plus the Dark Prince is just eliminating all that.
Like the barb being put down, like if the Inferno Tower locked onto the barb, like I was gonna say, oh, that's a nice placement, but the Dark Prince and the Barb Barrel, like you said, such a good cleanup.
Yeah, it used to be just the Prince Minor Poison deck, which is just replaced by the Dark Prince instead of the Prince.
Yeah.
And it just makes perfect sense because we have a lot more Barbarians these days and a lot of those troops, and Dark Prince just works against them like a charm.
All right, here we go. The same thing is, playing out over and over. Nothing different right now.
Okay, he wants to go big. Huni sets up a lot, but this poison is getting all the units together pretty low. One Barb Barrel will take all of them out. That feels
it's
really
a fireball
good.
though, not a lightning.
Yeah, but still, just the Royal Hog on Inferno Tower, it doesn't get it out. Fireball does do the damage, but not even close to what lightning does.
We'll have to see. But now, if you remember, the poison cycle is a little off. The furnace is not being put down right now, though.
Yep, Huni wanted to see what's up and say, okay, maybe you don't have the Inferno Tower, not enough elixirs for now. So Huni was trying to change the cycle first, but Greed had the perfect response. And now Huni is out of cycle in a way where he wanted to focus along with the barbs, but Greed, he can always just have that minor, which doesn't have to work with the cycle. You can just do that all the time. So that's why Greed is chipping a lot more damage in here.
Too much damage. The minor and the poison, and this minor, if it connects, it's basically over.
Like that's it. Fireball, but the snowball wins. And Huni dropping the last game. We'll have our king of the hill here. Sandbox calling that timeout at the last moment. Greed. Of course, he should be feeling okay.
All right. Well, it was a win-loss win for Greed, but at the end of the day, he does win set 2. And I think in this last matchup in Game 3 with the game was on Greed's side in a way because the furnace for Huni being put down and the poison for Greed being in the same cycle just worked out so well for Greed in the beginning, just pushing Huni and not giving him an opportunity to do the Royal Giant Furnace Musketeer combo. And without that, with the Inferno Tower as well, Huni could not do anything.
Yeah, it was tough. It was tough with what he had. Because Greed had a lot of answers, like the Dark Prince, and also it wasn't lightning.
Yeah.
And that's also the reason why Huni was putting Barbarians along with the Royal Giant. Now everything makes sense when it's over.
Yeah, it does. It does make sense when it's over. And it's not the same as yesterday, but when Legend played a deck with without the lightning yesterday with the Royal Giants, I had the same feeling for Huni. If it was a lightning, maybe something different could have happened.
Because the opponent just expects a lightning to come out most of the time.
Yeah.
But there are reasons why it's just it's one of the most classic decks with the Royal Giant.
Yeah.
It works a lot better against that Inferno Tower.
It's unfortunate.
Also, Huni didn't stop playing Furnace because the poison was always getting a lot of value, damaging his own tower.
Yeah.
I believe that happened the first 3 times, and then he didn't end up putting all the Furnace because it wasn't really required. Greed didn't really have too many things like the small ones, like the goblins too much. Here comes the entry. Another tornado ban for OP Gaming. They're just stuck with that one. Sandbox bans Prince here, though.
All right. Well, I'm gonna be honest. The fact that it's not Dark Prince and just Prince, it's like after the patch, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot more Dark Prince bans came out because as you guys all have seen yesterday, today, Thursday, so many Dark Princes coming out. But
I believe we had one Dark Prince ban yesterday too.
Yeah.
So which didn't change a whole lot, and then they ended up bringing the Prince and the Mega Knight instead. So there are some variations that you can actually work out, and I think we're seeing a lot of these trends. where you switch out one for single target damage, a lot of single target damage, and the other one for some area damage, like the Mega Knight or the Dark Prince. Here comes Ho. Don't really remember exactly him playing too many 1v1s.
Nope.
Only one against KK from GameWit, and once again against KK and King of the Hill. So only a few games. Also from Sado, he's playing a lot of 2v2, but not. No, never mind. That was Shinchu. Sado just stuck with that 1v1, but a lot of losses though.
A lot of losses. Well, I was gonna say that, but I looked at their team score. They're 0-4, so all of their players probably have a lot of losses because they haven't won a single match day yet. So it's very unfortunate, but we'll see what happens here in the King of the Hills.
Yep, Sado was up against a lot of very strong players like Toby, Spirit Hawk, KK, Manong TP. So, and the results were not that good, but let's see what happens. These two. In terms of skill level, okay. Motorcycle here.
Yeah, motorcycle. Alright, minion horde as well here to defend. Oh, the mortar, it's actually going to connect once. You know, to be honest, like just one connection, I guess you want more than one, but in a situation when you put down the mortar, it can basically be made dumb with, you know, small units. If it connects once, I think I'm like, okay, better than nothing, right?
Yeah, that's true. As Ho did some damage, so it's not the biggest or the worst thing in the world. As long as he knows his cycle and how to deal against it. He does have the Dark Prince, so not bad.
Alright, we do have the Miner and the Dark Prince. Unfortunately, the Rascal Girls get rid of the Miner super quick, and this time we have the Rascal in the front of the mortar. This is going to work pretty well. Unfortunately, really well. The mortar does connect to the Inferno Tower instead. But still, right now, mortar is getting more value than the first time it was put down, and the zap to get rid of the Speeder Goblins.
Spending a lot of elixirs with the spells because he wants to get these connects.
Yep. 2 connects this time. Alright, it's getting better. The first time it was put down 1 connection, the second time 2, and now it's going to evolve into 3 connections maybe. We'll see.
So how does Ho actually bait out all those spells? I believe he wants to, or at least do some more damage with the... Okay, not even actually... Yeah, trying to get all that value, but he's got some poison, leading the horde.
Oh, only 1 Spear Goblin decides to stay. That placement.
Yeah, I also thought at least 2 or more will actually stick.
Unfortunate. The Miner on the side of Sado definitely got a lot more value out of there than expected. Here we go. Right now, Sado, now it's the double elixir. So now they have to wait for the perfect timing, especially for Sado to put down that mortar.
Really good poison. He wanted to put down the mortar, but that poison deleting everything basically stopped him from putting that down because he wants to change that with the Rascals. Ho on the predictions. Nicely done there.
All right, there we go. The Inferno Tower connects, deletes.
And even the bats. Ho's just reading the cycle of Sado so well right now. Of course, he did take a lot of damage, but still, this Miner will chip. Only about 170 HP away.
All right, Minion Horde being put down the bridge, so he doesn't want to... Ooh, Royal Giant being put down.
With the mortal. But does have the Inferno Tower, and the spells are zap. So Sado can look for a timing, but his main damage actually comes out from the Miner.
Yep. There we go. He zaps the bats away instead. So I guess, yeah, exactly as you said. He doesn't want to stop and zap the Inferno Tower. He wants to zap the small units that defend against his Miner. If you notice the difference, Sado did more damage overall. Not too much, but 200 more. And if this Royal Giant connects with this Minion Horde...
He only has a snowball. And the minions are going to be the problem.
It would have been...
They connect, they're deleting bats, to the
minion! The Miner!
That's it. Sado is understanding because the other spell, the poison was just stopped before, and the opponent was only holding that snowball. He knew that. Inferno Tower placement. He was trying to fool the opponent in that way. Not too close. Well done. Just throwing that Royal Giant as a bait.
Yeah, and the giant snowball, you know, making the minion horde super low. I was thinking if the Inferno Tower connected to the minion horde, it would have been better, keeping the Royal Giant alive. But the Royal Giant getting deleted, but it did still tank the Inferno Tower and bought time for the minion horde to do the job. So either way, whether the Inferno Tower connected to the minion horde or the Royal Giant, it would have still been bad for Ho. Oh my god, look at this.
Yeah, minions are already there. Bats placed a little too late. Of course, they can't do damage right away. They gotta wait for that small amount of time before they attack. So, comes the second player is Dabong, and here's the cool part. Dabong only comes out in King of the Hill. Oh, revealing the strategy on camera.
Oh no!
Okay, he knows. Maybe he heard us. But he's got a good score, and against really good players like Shake, Yakitori, Wolaporon, and also SB. So good wins, as it almost seems like he's keeping the team together. He's always coming out to the podium.
Yeah.
He's cheering his teammates all the time.
He definitely is. And, you know, you mentioned that he only comes out in King of the Hills. Kind of, he may be the foundation for the team. You know, whenever we go to King of the Hill, all right, I'll come out, you know, be the master. Even though we do have an Expo Master on our team. He wants to come out, and you saw his record. It was 4-2, and 4-2 in only in King of the Hills. I think that's a pretty good record for King of the Hills. And Dabong TV, I think he is definitely the foundation when OP Gaming is in danger and they go to King of the Hills.
Yeah, Dabong TV is still really, really high in the green.
Yeah.
At least for the local standings, the ladder. It's no surprise because he's doing really well, but let's see if Sado can keep up his streak. 1-0.
Yep.
Dabong TV, ever since we've seen him from WCSG, loved all the heavy decks.
Ooh. He did. But unfortunately, that Hog Rider, one hit, he did not want to do that.
Hog cycle from Sado here.
When you put a Barbarian down against the Hog, you don't want the Hog Rider to get a single hit, but this time it did. We saw Dabong kind of, like he didn't expect that to happen here, and there we go, another Hog cycle coming through. Night Witch. Alright, like you said, Dabong,
it might just be
heavy
that.
decks.
It might just be that.
Baby's dragging in.
More and more likely, but against Hog Rider cycle,
yeah,
it can be tough depending on what kind of building card that Sado has. Cannons, or we've seen some tombstones.
Yeah, Dabong is just gonna continue defending for now. But yeah,
he wants that minute mark.
Yep.
As he wants to really set up his own attack, whatever the heavy card it will be. It is the lava this time.
Okay. Here we go. Yep, exactly as expected. The Hog will come through, but the barbs. There we go. That's what it should have happened the first time. All right, now the barbs are alive. The bats die.
Well, what's following after the lava here? And a perfect answer from Sado.
And the giant snowball and the two Spirit Goblins staying alive is cleaning up the pups. Yeah. But look at that, the miner in the back in the meantime. And one bat and two pups right now.
Yeah, Sado's bats are eliminating all those. Extra chip damage from Dabong. And this is a tough part. He has to bring down those barbarians for the Hog, but he's losing on elixir, so he has to connect with a really good attack. But Sado's defending really well with all those goblins.
Exactly. He has the goblin gangs, just doing so much work. The Hog bat as well. There we go. This time very well defended again by Dabong.
Smart move from Sado because the barbs are supposed to chain up with the big attack from Dabong, but splitting those, not letting that happen.
All right, well, this time around, Dabong tried to do a split since that Barbarian stayed alive on the left. But now, after defending it, the Hog Rider comes through as well. If you see the tower chip damage, because it's a Hog Rider, and he's not giving the time for Dabong.
Miner's having a party with those goblins, surrounded by the goblin gang. Good prediction on the snowball. We knew that was coming. Because that was another 2 cycles of Sado. He can read the timing.
Okay, here we go. The bridge lava with the barbs.
We cleaned up easily though.
Yeah.
Baby Dragon comes a little bit slow.
This is it. This is it.
And Sado doesn't even need to have the Inferno Tower here. And that's 1. That's 2. Hog Cycle with the perfect card against the Lava Hound. He's gonna do it again. Is this going to be it? Is this going to be the win? Stamped on Sandbox Gaming mark here.
It could be.
The first one.
It could well be. And Sado, the first player out for King of the Hills for Sandbox Gaming, might just do a 3-0 sweep here.
But not yet. We've got Expo Master.
That is true.
Oh yeah, so we can't
judge
too early. We have to wait for that timing. But reasonable attack, see how Sado actually had the Hawk Cycle on the left to get rid of those barbarians. I think that was one of the key point, how he really fooled his opponent. And having later on having that prediction snowball on those barbs.
Yeah.
Just
that was
beauty here.
That was the beauty. Right fist.
Yes.
Boom. Get out the way.
Yeah. Opening up the path for Hog.
Yeah, so basically, like, well, you know, we already, you know, talked about this when we saw the Lava Hound coming down. And the second one finishes the game. But yeah, when Dabong always brings out, you know, the heavy decks, and we know the opponent is having that Hawk Cycle, you know, we were talking about, you know, Dabong having to be very careful on putting that heavy unit down because of that super fast cycle, the counter push, and that is actually exactly what Sado did to win against the Lava Hound deck that Dabong brought out.
That's right, Dabong does like the heavy ones, but this person on the screen, I haven't really seen too many heavy ones in years of him playing. And it's more like a Bender style, I would say. Lots of Expo, even using some collectors. But Expo Tesla collector deck has been on the ladder quite a lot these days. But after the patch with so many giants, we don't really see Expo too much. Those giants are just killing everyone on ladder.
Yeah. The giants, the princes, the Expos have no room to breathe. But we did see Jack use it yesterday, so Expo Master might just bring it out again. His name is Expo Master.
It is totally possible, but Sado understanding the player, and he's got the streak going, and he may finish it, but Expo Master is trying. He's going to try his best to stop the fire here. Okay, Prince Tornado Ban stays.
Minor, okay.
OP Gaming just minor day today.
I think every single player just used minor today.
I think we're seeing just teams doing similar things like what we had from. Was that another hit?
Yeah, it was 2 hits. Yeah, that's sorry. But yeah, you can
90-50.
continue.
Never mind, I forgot my train of thought.
Yeah, but I think Hog Rider, because like, I kind of reacted with Expo Master. He was like, oh, to himself on the camera.
Yeah, Expo's got his own cycle, very likely with that princess.
Cards.
Guard's not bad against Hogs either. And Sado, he's really feeling confident about his cycle deck here.
The reason Expo was kind of you know, not satisfied was because he used the bats and the log and the princess.
And an earthquake this time against Inferno. That's perfect. Even though Hog doesn't get a hit, Spirit Goblin will get a couple, and that's good enough. And earthquake 3, 4, 5. Of course, it doesn't really get the Inferno directly, but with few units, it will just go down. So perfect spell here.
Ooh. Goblin Gang in the back, not allowing the miner to come through with the bats, kind of screwing up the cycle in a way, I guess. For Expo Master, there we go. Ooh, the earthquake! It did not land on the Inferno Tower this time.
Yeah, even if it did, it wasn't going to really hit because of the guards. So, but of course, perfect spell looks beautiful. Exactly. As long as he had the chip damage into the Princess Tower, I think it's okay.
Yep.
But he's got to wait for that Inferno Tower to be gone now because of that.
Ooh, offensive poison coming through. The bats are gone, and the miner is having a field day right now with the princess in the back.
Yep, every single chip damage from the princess.
Over the hog.
Work, good predicted earthquake here.
That's a good Earthquake. Gets rid
also
of that Inferno Tower.
Slowing down the Inferno Tower.
One hit.
Nicely done.
That was worth.
Sado's having some really good predictions with the snowballs.
Yeah. Hog, Earthquake, gets rid of the Inferno, gets a hit on the Princess. I think that's definitely worth. But here we go.
Earthquake also getting the Princess.
Oh no, the bats are still alive and they're gonna actually... Okay, good.
Just in time, but there was a lot more elixirs used. And also damage taken from Expo Master. Good minor placement. Sado not really affected. Defending perfectly.
Oh, that combo is just going to get rid of the Inferno Tower and still get a hit.
But Expo Master was chipping to the right all the time, so for such a long time.
Yeah, Expo definitely is winning regarding the HP.
Yeah, that's the reason why Sado kind of switched late to the right, because he was taking damage on the right. He wants to gather his damage.
Ooh, he switched it up a little bit, but still, oh no, this is dangerous. Hog is going to get 2 hits.
Yeah, with an Earthquake, that will be game. Sado, think he's got it. The first win possible. Minor comes.
Minor.
It's putting the damage with the Hog.
Oh.
We'll get the last wing for Sandbox Gaming. Hog for the win. Sandbox Gaming takes their first match win of the season. And Sado has that streak going 3-0 on the King of the Hill.
All right, well, Sado, a clean sweep. You told me not to speak too early, but because it was Expo. Unfortunately, you know, I was scared because I was like, is Sado gonna do it? Yeah, and then you told me,
do not cast a curse them.
Yeah,
okay?
but and then you told me, hey, last guy is Expo. I was like, okay, maybe I shouldn't have said it. But yeah, this time around, I guess Sado's momentum was unable to be stopped, not even by Expo Master. And Sandbox Gaming, their first win of a match day.
No,
congrats.
It was Sado being really smart about the spell usage.
Yeah.
And even though Expo Master tried to put the Inferno Tower like left and right, because Sado was having so many prediction spells, he wanted to get that off just in case. But still, Earthquake has pretty big radius. Good plays. Especially snowball plays were great along with the Hogs.
Yeah, the Earthquake Snowball basically allowed the Hog to destroy the Inferno Tower fast and leave the Hog Rider a little bit more than 50% HP. And that gave Sado 2 hits on the Princess Tower instead of 1.
Oh, let's see. I think that's the first match. But, of course, we have a lot more matches. It's going to be match 26, the second one for tonight. Game It versus Talon is coming up next. See you soon, guys. Welcome back, guys. We have the next match, 26. Game with versus Talon. And we've seen a lot of meta changes, especially with the Dark Prince. Let's see if that continues. It is only the first weekend after the patch.
Yep.
And a lot of the players are following that trend.
Yeah, and you know, we always talk about this off camera as well, thinking, all right, we're probably gonna get the Dark Prince ban today, and so far we haven't seen that yet, but we'll see what happens with these two teams. We have a team from Japan, game with, we have KK, Rollaporon, Yakitori, Yui Hero, and Blossom. We haven't seen all of these players yet play,
Yeah,
but
we haven't seen Blossom.
Exactly. But we have seen a lot of KK on that 1v1, so we'll see what happens if they'll decide to rotate around. Maybe not, because we do see Yakitori and Yui Hero a lot. We have seen Rollaporon come out on King of the Hills as well, so we'll see if Blossom will ever come out.
Why are they staring at each other?
They are in love. That's the third wheel.
Maybe they're playing 2v2 together. They're getting the synergy going between the teammates. Oh, look at that. Shiake playing with that Baby Dragon. Comes Team Talon. Southeast Asia, SB, Master Hong, Shiake, The Rock, Yugi Art. All players going back and forth. Lots of playing some 2v2. The Rock, I think he's just a lot of time he's staying with 2v2. We have 1v1. A lot of players actually playing 1v1. SP coming out for the first time last time. Yugi Art bringing some Sparky. Shiake, of course, coming out. And Master Hong coming out a lot in King of the Hill. So all of this roster actually got lots of different colors put in together.
Exactly.
That's how it feels.
Yeah, and I remember Master Hong here on screen right now, kind of playing with the Baby Dragon as well. We saw him in the first week go up against Expo Master. So I remember that on that 1v1 roster, we had the two masters going up against each other, Master Hong and Expo Master. It was a fun time, but it's already 2 weeks ago.
Yes, and tonight's the last one with Phase 1. Comes the ban. No air, no balloon, no lava. Says both teams were 2v2. Yakitori Yui Hero, the pair for game with Shiake and Master Hong, the pair for Talon.
KK and SB for that 1v1 as you see, and you guys saw SB coming out last week. He did have some unique decks, and it was his first time. He did pretty well. He put a name for himself, but KK, he has been coming out many times, and he's actually done pretty well. Game with right now in Group A is the first place team. Even though, you know, G-Cliff did tell you guys that there were 3 teams with 3-1 match points, but regarding the set and the game wins, you know, Game With is the top tier right now. So we'll see how Talon, who is in 4th place in Group A, will do against the first place team.
As we've had the meta change and they're facing each other now. The problem will be the Dark Prince ban and the Dark Prince Baby Dragon ban. So, which means that a lot of the players have to change to 1v1. Focusing on 2v2, there has been some, not some, especially not too many yesterday, but 3 days ago and last week, of course, and the week before, lots of balloon and freeze, basically getting a lot of death damage, and if it's possible with freeze, just hitting onto the tower. So we've seen a lot of balloons, just the balloons with freeze and spells, not really the chain with the lava. Lava really changed up a lot more with the miner compared to the balloon in 2v2, but those two are all banned. So I think we are really sticking to the ground this time.
Yeah, exactly what I wanted to say. They are really sticking to the ground. You know, I don't have to say this anymore because we are 3 weeks in, but we see so many double lava hounds. It doesn't even matter. It doesn't have to even get paired up with, you know, miner. It doesn't have to get paired up with balloon. Just double lava hound, mega minion, and baby dragon in the back is already a nuisance. But now, 2 of the stronger air units are banned, and gotta go ground.
I wonder. I don't think we've had clone yet in our
Not
league.
yet. Not in our league.
We've seen a couple, a little more than a couple. It's not common to see, but we've had a lot of clone in 2v2, especially in China. Wonder if we are going to have one yet. I think it's about time if you want to have some clone. They're usually paired up with golems, and this time we're sticking the ground. So let's see if it happens.
Clone would be really nice.
Yeah, clone, some mirror. Not too many in 2v2, of course. Mirror, some mirrors in 1v1.
Even without the lava hound, we do see the baby dragon.
Yeah, baby dragon is just a stick because
Ooh, there we go.
tanky, it's really good. Princess Tower, okay, does not lock onto anything.
All right, so we have Graveyard offensive poison, doing so much damage to all the barbarians. Gets rid of the ice wizard as well.
It was basically the poison doing all that, but good value because they got to do the barbarian, almost all of them. And an offensive poison with some more damage along the fireball from Talon.
Yep. Definitely. Ooh, this time they're gonna go with the freeze, but the ice
Valkyrie
wizard.
spin?
One spin?
Stop, no, stop.
Yeah, no, he got one.
Did get the final spin.
Yeah.
You did see the animation and the damage going in.
Okay, Pekka for the defense, and yeah, at least with Game With, they are sticking with the ground, but Pekka definitely is just going to be for defense, basically, this time around, when we know that they have the double graveyard for the poke damage or the chip damage.
Lots of barbs, plus the bats. Pekka cannot really do too much. That's why they need the baby dragon to work really hard.
Ooh.
Nice pull with that tornado.
At the last second, just gets one hit.
And the King Tower is now activated. Makes it a lot tougher because not as much. If Talon actually had something like a graveyard, oh my, it just cannot happen. But Talon, they got some big units coming down.
There we go, bomb tower down. Oh, it gets the Dark Prince, it gets the bomb tower, and the freeze is going to allow the skeletons to connect.
At least 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
Some more damage chipped in.
Yeah, that was definitely a lot more.
Let's see what Talon does because there's some minor connecting along with the rocket. Hitting both the Mega Mini and the Pekka.
And the Princess Tower. I guess they want to kind of keep the Pekka alive for a little bit longer to buy some time. There we go. Graveyard poison.
Yeah, but poison first.
Yeah, that was coming.
As it's going to do less damage to the barbarians, of course, and Talon may want to push this one really. Okay, they threw down a lot more spells. Only 18 seconds.
That okay. Yeah, I was going to say that Valkyrie and the tornado is lovely. Still, that Pekka is just down. Yeah.
It's Miner just getting one hit and getting pushed by the log.
Remember, Talon has the rocket.
So they only need to do 2 more damage.
Oh,
that's about it.
All right, nice save. They put the bomb tower down in advance, even though nothing was coming. They wanted to just secure their defense and then just rocket fireball to win. And there we go. That was a clean win by Talon against Game With in the first game of set 1.
They also had a lot more spells available.
Yeah.
And Game With, they had their decisions with the freeze. Even though the poison doesn't have to be perfectly paired after the graveyard, as long as you're chipping damage and making sure the skeletons are going in somewhat. But the defensive units like the Ice Wizard, Dark Prince, there were just tons coming out from Talon.
Exactly. But this poison, I think this poison was pretty good right now. With the freeze though, the skeletons did get a lot of connections to that Princess Tower, but after the rockets started happening and we saw Talon basically just bomb towering to defend, buying time, and then at the end it's just spell damage, it's poison, they have fireball, they rocket it twice, and that Princess Tower is not gonna stay alive.
Yeah, that's why they spend all that elixir to throw the rocket, hitting a couple of units along with the tower. That's always worth, unless you're really pushed right after with the rocket. But on 2v2, you can have some spares because you're getting double elixir.
Yeah, you have 2 players. Yeah. So I'm gonna rocket, you defend. It could be, that could happen. So Yeah, exactly.
They knew that timing was coming, and they chipped in a lot of damage with the Miner Plus. So good call. Already a timeout from GameWith. Interesting there, as maybe they really felt confident about their 2v2 and they want to try something they have been practicing. I'm feeling it here. Feeling a clone spell. Maybe it's just me.
Well, like, I'm not gonna disagree. Like, I wouldn't mind seeing a clone coming out, but I'm just gonna let these players just use it when they feel comfortable. I'm not gonna force them. I'm not gonna peer pressure them. But yeah, with this timeout, we'll see what GameWith has changed. Maybe they could come back with this timeout and force a timeout to come out from Talon as well.
We'll see. Not too much time left before we go into the match. But mentioning this because of that Dark Prince and a lot more double Prince along with the Giant or the Golem, and oftentimes with the Golem, Clone Spell does come out, and it's been somewhat trendier in China. And I'm wondering because oftentimes when they play it, it does tend to come out in Asia as well. Let's see if that was ever picked up by any of these teams. Game 2. Talon on top in red. GameWith at the bottom in blue. Now we wait.
Miner. Alright, so now, like, in this round, in this matchup, Miner predictions are a little bit easier because we had the Tornado open. So now we know the place to put the Miner.
Graveyard coming down from Talon, but GameWith, they do have the Dart Goblin, and not bad, along with the Valkyrie. So Freeze has to be excellent in defense.
So look at that. The bottom left corner or the bottom right corner of the right side. So the Princess Tower Miner placement is basically, unless they secure that they don't have a Tornado, they have to constantly put it there. But look at this. Here we go, Graveyard once again with the poison.
Pekka showing what you can do against all those small ones, leading the Giant Skeleton.
Oh, there we go. When you think they're not gonna Tornado, they Tornado.
Yeah, mistake has been made. Not a mistake because they wasn't really, wasn't revealed, but it was likely that they would have Tornado.
Yeah. Because GameWith, they threw, I think, 3 to 4 Miners at the bottom left corner, and they weren't, you know, obviously, they're not gonna Tornado it, so they're like, alright, maybe they don't have it, we'll take a risk, and they put it at the bottom side.
Yeah, the reason why I'm saying it's likely they had Tornado is along with the Giant Skeleton,
yeah,
it pairs up really, really well.
Oh yeah.
Especially in 2v2, you just delete everything, Tornado plus a death damage.
Yeah.
And that's how it goes oftentimes. GameWith, they found out themselves by trying a little bit more. Now the Miner will be weakened super hard. 2 cannons from the King Tower.
Yep, I think it's best if you just put it on the left side. Just only 1 cannon and the Princess Tower will hit it.
It's tough. It's tough. You want to have that mind game going a little bit. Here comes Pekka once again to defense. And the guards on top of poison, so they are deleted. Even the Valkyrie comes down.
Yeah, with a couple of skeletons connected, maybe like 1 or 2 hits.
Not too many, though.
Yeah, not too many, but still, they're going to just constantly pressure with the Graveyard here and the poison.
And Dark Goblin might go into the poison, but not die. So it goes on pushing.
Okay. Ooh, the Giant Snowball does finish the job.
Yep, now one good thing for GameWith, they don't have to care about the poison placement too much because King Tower is already activated.
Oh, look at this, look at this. The bottom left, they are just letting it go. The poison and... oh my god, they're not even giving them time. And look at the Giant Skeleton.
Yeah, double Graveyard with the free skeletons are hitting on it. That's game.
Oh my goodness.
2-0 from Talon. They take the 2-0. The worst thing is, GameWith, they already used their timeout too.
Yeah.
So that didn't really work out perfectly for them. And there goes first set.
That was a quick game, and Talon, I guess I gotta give it to them. The 2 Graveyard just constantly pushing, and just defending. You know, usually we see a lot of Giant Skeleton being put down on the bridge to pressure the opponent, to force them to spam the bridge to defend. But this time around, they just Giant Skeleton in the back, and while they're defending the Miner that they send, they just Graveyard.
It's their plan. It's their plan.
Yeah.
Giant Skeleton
Yep.
It will push if nothing's defending.
Exactly.
So the opponent has to put something down that's gonna tank or to kill it. At the same time, you gotta defend the graveyard, which means a lot of elixir has to be spent. And game with they have the P.E.K.K.A. So 7 elixirs down, the other elixir has to be spent, like the Dark Goblin plus the Valkyrie. And it doesn't really come at the same time when you don't have enough elixirs. That's why Talon was trying to pressure graveyard over and over again.
Yep. So I guess in a way, Talon was very well prepared, and they knew what they were doing with their decks, constantly graveyarding, splitting their defense in the front and the back. So that that constant pressure by Talon, by Shake and Master Han was just great.
Yeah, good focus. Giant Skeleton does come out from time to time. And this is the kind of trick that you bring along with the graveyard to make it work.
Yep. And graveyard and poison, if you notice, both of them have the graveyard poison. So every time we get the poison down with the graveyard, it doesn't matter regardless. And sometimes you had that freeze to allow that skeleton to connect to the Princess Tower as well. So when you have that one time out of the many freezes that you use, it only needs to connect once.
Yes. Talon brings that first 2v2, moving on to 1v1. Here comes KK though, the 1v1 specialist, I would say, for the team, as he is the only one who played the 1v1 set. Of course, King of the Hill, not the same story, but not a bad record. Of course, really good record. 3-1, 2 wins, 2-1, 2-1, and 1-2 against Tempura. Other than that, all wins.
Yeah, and KK as well as SB. SB just came out a couple days ago, but still, both of them playing pretty well in 1v1s. But KK, he loves the heavy decks as well. We've seen a lot of P.E.K.K.A. Ram Rider, Mega Knight Ram Rider, and just Ram Rider as well. I think KK was the one that brought out the Ram Rider Lumberjack Inferno Dragon combo.
Yes, and SP tend up switching out few cards in the deck that doesn't really come out too many times. It's not, he doesn't stay super meta. He doesn't stay super classic in his decks.
He kind of merges it.
Yeah, swap out few cards, and the opponent, of course, does not expect that card to come out. Let's see if he does the same. His opponent will be KK.
Because, SB is the one on Thursday that brought out the Sparky and the Rascal and the Elixir Collector. So
that's right. And with these bans, you do have to adjust a lot of your decks. Baby Dragon, Dark Prince, to really heavy meta cards.
These two cards are basically in many of the decks that we see these days. But yeah, do you see the Goblin Hut and the Prince come out?
Good snowball, slowing all of them, basically getting all the minions in one-shot range.
Mine are actually connecting a lot here for KK. Unfortunately, the Goblin Hut was unable to be eliminated early by SB, so it's gonna get a pretty good value out of it. Goblin Gang as well.
From SB, I smell something flying in the air, coming out real soon. Pairing up with that rage from the Lumberjack.
There we go. You guessed it right. I think he heard you.
Yeah, he needs. Okay, the Ice Spirit is gone, so that's going to be the crazy part. Yes. Against the Horde, you need the Ice Spirit to connect to the Horde and the Snowball to eliminate at least 3-4 in the front.
Yep.
Still, the Minion Horde connects somewhat of damage. SB really wants to have that down. That's why KK threw down the Barbarian Barrel to just delete that Ice Spirits.
It was definitely worth it, I think, with Ice Spirit connecting and this Giant Snowball. The blue might have connected, but here we go. The chip damage coming in from the Miner.
As long as KK is holding on to that Bar Barrel, SB has to be careful for those timings.
Ooh, this time the poison is put down. He wants to do a little bit more damage. Even though the Prince does not connect, he's going to just opt to delete the Musketeer and do some Princess Tower damage here.
Still a lot more chipped in.
Here we go. Once again.
Having that late connection, also Musketeer.
Goblin Hut is gone, and I think okay,
Yeah, just
damage.
Yeah, because Musketeer was locked onto the balloon pretty early.
Yep.
I think he had that chance.
All right, there we go. He cycled through.
And the Horde should be done now, and the Ice Spirit deleted by the Barbarrel once again.
Oh, but the balloon is pretty strong. One drop.
Yeah, great snowball pushing all those Hordes from SP.
But look at this now. He's gonna have to defend this nice pull, and the Musketeer with the poison. Oh,
yeah, at least chipping damage with the cycles. But SP's got his own, and he can have just one good push. He's got max elixirs. Well, he had before the Lumberjack. Here it comes.
There we go. He's gonna try to time this right. Look at this. Giant snowball push.
On the top.
That's a nice one. This time around, the balloon's just gonna get rid of the Goblin Hut, but now he has to defend.
Yeah, any sort of damage because KK's got poison.
Oh gosh.
It's gonna be the one, and he has to defend perfectly against the Miner now, so SP has no time.
And there we go. Oh.
That's it, KK. Taking the first game. Great Miner poison combo. And the Hut also really helping against the poison. Hut doesn't really come out too many times, but it goes on several decks. Sometimes the Royal Giant, sometimes the Balloon decks.
But yeah, either way, I think it was a good guess and a good try. You guessed the balloon coming out from SP right before he
It was also played.
It
yeah,
out.
it was just similar one was played yesterday also.
Yeah.
And it was also against the Minion Horde from the opponent. So very similar matchup, of course, without the Hut yesterday.
I think the snowball coming in from SB, allowing that balloon to connect once was it was an opportunity, definitely.
Yeah,
it created an opening, but after that, KK knew and he didn't want to give him any opening. He constantly pressured him.
Yeah, great job. If that Musketeer hit the bats just once or twice before locking onto the balloon, I think SB really had a chance of connecting a shot there. Of course, King Tao already activated, but still, that low of an HP, it's gonna be really hard. Now Talon using that timeout.
Yep, Talon definitely has to use a timeout, and KK definitely, he is the 1v1 player on Game With. We've seen him just constantly come out over and over, and he has brought them great success. That's why Game With is #1 in Group A. So if SB right now wants to finish this, he has to come out with something special to beat KK because they've already won their 2v2 match.
Yeah, that's actually a great point. Even last year, especially for Ponos, when they had Mikamboya just winning the 1v1 all the time. If you don't lose your 1v1, and it goes to King of the Hill, which is also 1v1.
Yeah.
You cannot lose the match. You can drop 2v2, of course, but you can always come back. That's the strength, and that's why we are looking for these 1v1 ace specialists for all the teams. And KK seems like he's doing it for Game With, but is SB going to stick up his plans? Let's see what changed after the timeout from Talon. Dun, dun.
Alright, I guess the timeout allowed SB to learn the Pekka dance.
Oh, he did that before too. But a little earlier, but only emotes.
Yeah. Alright.
Same?
I don't know. So far, same. But for KK, it's different. Royal Ghost coming down.
Could just be the cycle of what we see from the Hogs. Royal Ghost along with Pekka. It's an older classic, might be possible.
Wiz was put down as well.
Bridge spam both players.
Yeah.
Spam all your cards.
Bandit. Getting its worth.
She's pretty quick. Dashes into the tower.
Dash connects and a
320.
hit.
Yeah, 320 plus 160. I can't do math, but what's left is 2054. We can read what's on the screen.
But either way, that Bandit got its worth. Got the dash and a swing, I think.
Yes.
That's more than enough.
Hey, Bandit, if you just leave her dash into the tower, the Fight Princess Tower, it almost does a 1,000 damage.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Ooh, Battle Ram, and we had the same deck from SB. You guys can see that for yourselves. 3 minion is not going to stop the balloon.
It was a little late.
Yeah.
And also, even though there was no rage on it, the minion locked onto the balloon a lot later.
Yeah.
Yeah, if minions just lock onto the balloon instantly when the balloon crosses the bridge, it actually brings it down. that was really late.
Yep.
Also had the lumberjack and on the ground, so it was really tough for KK to have a perfect defense.
Yeah. All right, we'll have to see. The P.E.K.K.A is down. The batter's coming out. Right now, SB, I don't know, he has to defend well here. We've seen him defend the first time pretty well, but now the poison is put down a little bit later. The lumberjack and the musketeer take some damage from it, and the bandit will connect again. No dash, but still.
And
the battle ram will. Oh, it's not
just before the lumberjack chop. That's his duty. He's called the lumberjack because he chops up wood.
But look at this now. Oh, but the EU is for the defense. Even though it's raised up, the EWIS and the minion.
Oh,
but the freeze.
And that might actually have 2 drops.
Oh, jeez. All right, so 20 seconds. Just need to defend. That Royal Ghost and the Bandit. The P.E.K.K.A is being done right now.
Dash. And second dash connects into it. And the Rams are coming in low on elixir. So this is even now. Let's see which player can actually have better attack. Okay, SB can go for that pocket balloon freeze, so there's some chance. But KK also have Electro Wizard plus the minion, so there are ways of defending this.
All right, the Lumberjack even gets
a little too late. That's gonna be at least
freeze. I'm telling you, freeze.
And that's gonna be 2.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. The third
plus
one is
one more. And SB takes game off of not SB, KK. Yeah. Also, KK was expecting that to happen because that's the winning game plan for SB for sure. Just those 3 cards: balloon, lumberjack, freeze.
He knew it.
But KK was trying to cycle his deck out so he can prepare for his attack and also kind of defend against it. But you know, I believe P.E.K.K.A was put down right before that. So when that big amount of elixir was spent, SB just went for that. He already had all the cards.
Yeah, definitely. See, that's what I wanted to mention. SB was just waiting for that timing. He had the cards. If he didn't have the cards and if SB needed to cycle through as well, it would have been a problem. It wouldn't have ended that quickly. But SB had those cards ready, was waiting for that P.E.K.K.A to be put down, and it was the go sign. And this freeze was pretty great as well, getting rid of that Princess Tower.
Yeah, what comes right after this tower goes down?
Yeah, here the P.E.K.K.A was put down. It's like, up, going.
You only have 3 elixirs to defend against my balloon here. And EWIS, of course, came after the bandit. Or else the lumberjack was going to kill that EWIS too. So after the P.E.K.K.A, SB knowing the timing, just good read. And he's got what he had. Comes down to the final game.
Yeah, and SB knew that KK had just the minion and the EWIS basically to defend it, and he knew the P.E.K.K.A and the bandit being put down, he had to only have minion or EWIS, and he throws that right away.
He also had to have extra elixirs for that, so could read really quick bandit just in case.
Alright,
yeah, just in case the other device loads in a little slower. I did that all the time. Where bandit just charges it. Dashes it.
Yeah.
It actually works in a lot of ladder plays.
I do that a lot with the Goblin Gang or Spear Goblins, just to get a poke damage. Alright, so we get the Robots. I think it might be the same deck for KK. The Battle Ram P.E.K.K.A deck here. It looks the same for now. SB changing it up a little bit.
With that cycle. I believe we're gonna see the barrel flying in the air. KK does have a very similar one, of course. Maybe we can expect some spell changes.
Bandits being putting down Valkyrie. Nothing. They are not going all in. They're not committing, obviously.
KK setting up minion just in case there's something else that connects along with the Valkyrie.
I love the Royal Ghost sound.
Yeah, because with the Valkyrie getting hit by the Princess shots, I think KK was expecting the barrel. Not this barrel, the other barrel.
Alright, the EU is put down as well. Oh, zapping those back.
Yeah, he's got a lot of elixir leaking. No, it's actually the Hog.
Okay.
Coming down really quick, and he's ready for that. But Still just slightly a little too late, the response.
All right, here we go. Locks onto the minion. The Inferno Tower is being dumped for now. But remember, KK has the zap as well, but doesn't need it this time. Oh, the Bandit stash almost connected. It did not, unfortunately. But the Hog is getting pushed down.
I think he was waiting for that next set of Hogs with that cycle because P.E.K.K.A. Bandit, that's 10 already. And SB's got a really quick cycle.
Okay. Here we go. P.E.K.K.A. put down in the back. The Royal Ghost actually holding the Valkyrie a little bit for the time. Ooh! Battle Ram and Hog on the right side
with
the
best
bats.
timing for KK. He was trying to set up his own attack. Gets one from Hog.
Ooh, but I think this is not bad at all. You know, actually the Inferno Tower connects to the minions.
Also poison on the one of the archer. So not too bad. E-Wizard connecting onto the tower just a little bit, leading the bats at the same time.
But look at the P.E.K.K.A.
Royal Ghost actually doing some damage.
Yeah, Royal Ghost is healthy. P.E.K.K.A. is healthy. The Battle Ram lands.
Yeah, that left tower's gone. Well, Archer's just defending it right before, but we almost saw the animation of hitting it. But with the poison, I think KK's got it unless he makes a crazy big mistakes because he's got 2k HP on those Princess Towers. Oh, SB knows what's going to happen in this game.
There we go. He's going to push.
It's the end game now.
It is the end game. He was going to push the Valkyrie in, but obviously the defense is going to be very solid. The Bandit is going to get pulled away.
Yeah, that's it. No dash, but still, KK's got that poison damage onto the right. Maybe, right before that, the E-Wiz gets left. And KK brings that 1v1 game back to the team. We're going to the King of the Hill once again. KK is not... He's always keeping up with his 1v1 game for the team, and that's holding the team so well. That's why they have 3-1 right now, the match score.
Yeah, and I think what you talked about right before we got into set 2 here about the superstars being looked at especially for 1v1s because of 1v1 plus King of the Hill is also a 1v1 as well. So KK being that solid 1v1, that solid foundation for GameWith is allowing GameWith to stay in that top tier rating for this group. Unfortunately, we are going to the King of the Hill, and we'll see what happens here. If KK might come out again, what if he's gonna do what Jack did yesterday, come out again in King of the Hill and just sweep? It's possible.
Yeah, it's possible. But SB also had really strong showing in his play, having that balloon freeze. That was a good win condition, and KK he wasn't perfect in his 1v1. Both players really putting down on his own attack, really going aggressive with all those cards. And is this one?
Oh, yeah, this is the one. 3-drop.
It's tough against the freeze if you do not have too many anti-air and the cycle for it. Yep. This is right after what KK had. I believe he had his own Battle Ram right before to connect with the damage. Yeah, good setup.
You don't want the P.E.K.K.A. to hit your Princess Tower ever. You don't want one hit. It's not like the Hog Rider where it's like, all right, one hit, I can get away with that. But P.E.K.K.A. one hit, it's like, nope, that's the no-no.
Yep, SB was looking for the chances of using that Earthquake off with 1v1, but more 1v1 with the King of the Hill. Lola Paran, KK Hero banning. Ooh, they're banning the not Dark Prince, what am I saying? Baby Dragon.
Yep, Baby Dragon.
Shake, SB Yugi Art from Talon says no minor. So stick to the classic decks without minors. Let's see some cycles, maybe the heavier ones.
Yeah, but the Baby Dragon being taken out as well is going to force even the heavier decks to kind of replace the Baby Dragon, but we'll see what happens here. No minor meaning, we may also still see some fast cycle decks as well to come through, or that heavy deck that you were talking about. But yeah, King of the Hill, we have Shake versus Rola Poron to start this King of the Hill off.
Yes, I believe with those bans, yeah, they have a lot of deck editing to do. especially with that Baby Dragon, can be replaced with Musketeer. I think Poison, in terms of spell, even though we didn't really see Lightning too many times, is a really good one to put because Baby Dragon, it's really tough to kill with a Poison, but when Musketeer, who's actually really slow in its movement speed, Poison is a really good tool against her. So let's see, this mostly comes down to spell usage. We see a lot of the similar, very similar decks with just a couple different spells, like sometimes the Earthquake, sometimes Freeze, Zap, Snowball. So those are the replacements of those spells.
Yeah. Let's see. We haven't seen Arrow. But yeah, we do see a lot of the spells actually doing majority of the damage. The units being put down are just meeting at the bridge, kind of countering each other, defending each other in a way. And the poisons and the lightning, they are the ones that are actually doing the critical damage at the end. So we'll see what they decide to bring out.
They're ready. King of the Hill, game 1. Rollaperon versus Shake. Shake versus Rollaperon.
Pick a dance to start things off.
Isn't that from the Mini P.E.K.K.A challenge?
Yeah, that's the Mini P.E.K.K.A.
Yeah.
I just call it P.E.K.K.A dance because I don't want to say Mini P.E.K.K.A dance. That's too long.
Okay, we're also gonna wait.
Yeah, it's like I remember yesterday when this happened, the Elixir leak. Both the players had their hands on the stand. They didn't even have it on the phone. We're like, all right, hands off.
Chilling time till minute mark, about minute and 5 or so.
Shake even has a handkerchief in his hand to kind of dry his
Yeah, we
hand.
actually had a match, I believe on the blue side.
Yeah.
Who had a Ram cycle, Ram P.E.K.K.A cycle, but he was also somewhat waiting for until like minute and 30, because the opponent was also waiting. Yeah, which was quite rare to see actually. You do want to get that minute mark, but you can do some damage before.
Yeah.
I thought there were less reasons of waiting.
Definitely. Something similar happened yesterday where the opponent had like a heavy deck, and you know, red had a heavy deck, blue had a heavy deck as well. But the red had lava, blue had Mega Knight, and Mega Knight just decided to Mega Knight ram early and get some chip damage earlier, and he ended up winning.
I think we're talking about the same game.
Maybe. Maybe.
Yes. So
But
we're
either
talking
way.
about same side.
Yeah,
and I believe both of them used like 2 cards.
Yeah.
And then they started waiting after playing 2 cards. Yes,
Oh, so
we
we are
are
talking about, yeah.
Yes. Comes the lava, minute mark. And
Ooh! Answered by a Royal Giant.
oh, Shake is definitely much faster, but here comes the Tombstone. Defends 2 shots, buying that time for the Lumberjack to melt it.
Yep. Only 1 hit lands from the Royal Giant. Oh, Flying Machine. There we go, of course. Baby Dragon not being available.
And the Flying Machine will lock onto Shake's Flying Machine, so this lava keeps on rolling.
There we go, and the Mega Minion there destroys the other Mega Minion. Oh gosh, this is not good. Well, it's not as much damage because it is a Lava Hound, but still, just
yeah, Shake.
yeah.
But looking into the future, Shake's got the Tornado along with the Ice Wizard.
Yeah.
So not too bad against the Lava Hound. All the pups will be destroyed by the Tornado. As long as Shake can keep his own Flying Machine, should be okay. Rollaperon's going to use that poison.
Ooh,
though,
that's
yes.
a nice poison.
You always want to get the poison onto the Flying Machine, just like a Fireball.
All right, he's actually going to Rollaperon, committing to the left side, sending the Lumberjack as well as the Infernal Tower. I mean, not Infernal Tower, Infernal Dragon, sorry.
Yeah, Shake is having that early Tornado. It just means that he doesn't really have elixirs. He has to put down everything to defend.
But if you notice, it's raged up. It's not going to be too much this time around. But Shake is also putting down so much to defend. Rollaperon is answering with that as well. But now it's time for Shake to go.
Yeah, Inferno Dragon locks onto the Royal Giant. And not a single cannon hit from the Royal Giant. Good defense, lots of good slows from Rollaperon.
All right. You have that offensive poison here, the Lava Hound will still get at least a couple chip damage. It's not too much.
And a really good poison from Royale, deleting a lot, also damaging the Flying Machine.
Alright.
Let's see if it connects. Okay, I think Flying Machine one shot, pops a few.
And Lava Hound a few. So the chip that's coming from a non-strong Lava Hound is adding up, and it's already causing Shake problems.
Good poison is hurting Shake a little more. Lumberjack staying alive a little more. With not many ground units, going to put pressure on the ground. The Shake.
Yeah, you saw
a little too much damage. Poison Tornado already used, even though that Flying Machine does survive. So not enough placements as it's Royale just taking the game. Great poison usage, taking down so many, and even somewhat predicted poisoning about the placement of sometimes a Flying Machine,
and
Tombstone, yes. So that was some beautiful poison usage by Royale taking the first one.
Yeah, Royale definitely, every time he used a poison, he at least hit three to four units every time, and you know that was definitely worth the poison. And like I said, the poison damage adds up. The Lava Hound, yeah, 1 or 2 hits is not strong, but if it keeps hitting, it's gonna add up. And at the end, I think the second Lava Hound or maybe the third Lava Hound, the pubs hit a couple of times as well. So those small damages with the poison damage is going to add up, and this defense was pretty good. You were talking about that. The Royal Giant not getting a single cannon hit onto that Princess Tower.
No Inferno Tower, but got the Dragon, who's gonna... Because the tower stays there, but the Dragon becomes your own push right after. And plus having that Tombstone to defend was a thing of beauty, as Royale got near perfect defense all the time against the Royal Giant. So that was a great usage of his deck there. SB comes here as he did drop out against KK in the second set right before. Let's see what else he brings. He's the one that brings some uniqueness in the games.
Even though Paper Thin is not here, we might still see a Sparky Goblin Giant. Maybe.
Yeah, he's the Sparky Charm.
Yeah, but if SB wants to, you know, like you just said, he lost to KK in the 1v1s. If he wants to get revenge or redeem himself from that loss, he has to beat Royale first to go up against KK. We'll see if SB is able to beat Royale.
Let's see if the deck choices stays the same for Royale too. And that was a strong move with the Lava. But I don't think SB is going to give him time to wait for the minute mark. That's the thing. He can bring the cycle like the Hogs that he did before.
Yep.
Let's go into game 2. Nothing crazy. Cycles. Royale, okay, a different one for sure.
Yeah, definitely feels like a lighter deck compared to the paper that he's been using.
I can sort of smell it. And you know what I smell all the time. Ooh, Dark Goblin. Still possibilities. You can swap out a few cards.
Lighter deck that I was assuming or predicting has come out. With the Furnace though.
Yeah, but with Furnace and also the Musketeer, SB can have an okay one. It depends on how quickly Royale is going to cycle.
Like this slow push coming from SB, hiding as cards as much as possible for that opportunity and not giving Royale. SB just wants Royale to cycle and SB wants to defend for the time being.
Yeah, also going really slow, so Royale throws a fireball to chip some spell damage into the tower. Good choice, as SB is waiting for that moment with the Lumberjack plus possibly the Royal Giant. I think that's what he's looking for. The timing of that. But if he just puts down a Royal Giant, Hog Rider is going to destroy his tower, so he's waiting for that exact time or the setup with that Lumberjack.
Yep. Hog Rider has been getting 2 shots. Alright, so the Royal Giant is just put down honestly all the way in the back behind the King Tower. So now he's going to want to build up. There we go. Infernal Tower put down just for the cycle.
And also it defends against the Royal Giant that's coming up to the right, so no big problem as Royale gets damage with the Hog. So he's certainly working. He's making
Lightning.
this game look like it's easy, but there's that rage. Royal Giant locked.
Oh, so much damage. Basically evened out everything, and Royale definitely put that Infernal Tower way too early, unfortunately, because if it's a new Infernal Tower, the lightning doesn't kill it right away, obviously, but it's been put down. The health went down a little bit. The lightning literally just got it out in one shot.
Yeah, Royale was actually expecting that lightning to come out. That's why he had the instant fireball.
Yeah.
I believe that just came out because he knew that lightning would come out anyhow. So overall chip damage, a little more for Royale, but what's lower is that top, bottom right. And SB setting up once again.
All right, that's actually a not a great, but not a bad Infernal Tower.
No rage on that Royal Giant yet.
All right, but this time the Lumberjack
back with the log.
All right, pretty even.
Just connects only once, but the Lumberjack is actually gonna connect.
1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Oh,
close
wow.
the game, and lightning is what he's looking for. And Royale
5.
He did spend a lot in his own attack on the left, but that's it. SB takes game 2.
All right, well, finally, SB does what I said. He does defeat Royale to get his revenge match against KK.
And this is the reason why we keep on saying, why not lightning oftentimes? Of course, players want to change it up to surprise the opponent a lot of the times, but Royal Giant does tend to go against Infernal Tower, which is a meta card.
Exactly.
There are others, of course. Sometimes you get lucky, but if you get stuck with that Royal Giant against Infernal Tower all the time, if you do not have lightning, well, guess what? You're in trouble, and your only winning condition is locked by that tower.
Yeah.
Having that lightning SB seemed like he was having an okay game here.
Exactly, the lightning definitely played a big part, and like G-Cliff says, this is why we often say when there's no lightning with the Royal Giant, we say, oh, why not lightning? But we were also talking about, we saw the fireball in the previous match with the Royal Giant, and that's also kind of understandable. The fireball is for the barbarians if it's put down for the Royal Giants in a way. So, like, you have to choose fireball or, lightning for the Infernal Tower, fireball for the barbarian, but either way, lightning definitely played a huge part for SB to get that win. Now it's that revenge match.
But here comes the bad one.
Why does he have to be a bad one? He could be good. He's the good guy.
Okay ending. You like heroes, I like
villains.
Yes.
You are a villain.
I hope I'm not. Or not yet, at least.
Well,
Master Hong right next to SB, just telling him everything that he needs to know.
Alright. I wonder what card or what deck, especially for SB, what he is going to bring out, because he did have that one round go well for him with the balloon freeze, but that was it. Like, it did not work out again.
Yeah, but what SB is doing is changing his deck almost of the time, every single round, so it's really harder to predict what he's going to bring into the game. But KK's got it ready. He's defeated him before just about 10 minutes ago. Let's see if he can do it again. Oh, that emote synergy. Hitting that Expo emote. Connecting with that arrows.
Alright, Bandit. So, yep. I think KK liked the deck that he used against SB in the 1v1. Maybe he brought a similar deck out. But look at this. This time, SB is going to match him. The Royal Ghost and the Bandit. Royal Ghost goes invis, Bandit connects. Boom. That's a good one. Bandit tanks, Royal Ghost gets a lot more hits than it should have. Gets rid of that battle ram.
Slightly unlucky for KK to start off with the starting hand, but he's got his collector ongoing. That defense, he's got some damage, but that was okay. Hey, SB, putting down a lot. The collector's down on the other side. You don't have too much elixirs, do you?
Still, the Barbarian is doing its job. Just one card is going to defend against 3.
As SB, of course, that is the timing that you always go for when the collector is down. Yeah, clearly, as you saw his face on the left, not too happy.
Yeah, he's not too happy. The collector is left alone. His attacks didn't work as planned. Now KK is just getting so much elixirs.
He's lost the timing of using that poison onto the bottom left. So this might actually be the full collector.
Well, now SB could find the time to use the poison because the new one was put down on the bottom right. So definitely SB did wait, but there we go. The poison is put down. Oh, if the Musketeer was going right, I think that would have been
KK
very
knew that
value.
poison was coming down on the right, so perfect read. And after the poison, here comes the Horde. He has a zap, okay. Not bad, but what follows after? SB's got minions.
Oh, he's just going to commit.
And that was a lot of elixir burned there. And poison is coming soon.
But still, oh my gosh, all the barbs alive. 2 Musketeers, full health. Battle Ram put down again. The E-Wiz is put down, but it's not going to stay alive.
Yeah, it's gone. Battle Ram running, charging into that tower. Not enough, but the Horde comes again. Even if he has poison, he's taking too much damage. SB gives up on that tower.
Well, is he going to give up the King Tower? Because there's Barbarians under the minion. 2 of them.
Yeah, he has to put something down, but...
Oh, really?
That's game! As he thought he could have done some more, but after losing that first tower, I think that just dismantled SB.
Yeah, I think
into 200 pieces.
SB was brain farting there, unfortunately. He was kind of frozen there. It's not like he had 0 elixirs. He did have some. He was just, you know, he's like, all right, I'm going to wait for a timing. But it did not work.
Yeah, this is what we have here. As KK was basically playing with SB's poison. Okay, you use poison with my collector. I got my Horde and Barbarian. So choose which one you're going to use the poison with. Because I'm going to be bridge spamming, pushing all the way. I've got my collector going. I've got a lot of these big units, horde of units for your poison. A tough choice. If he had the snowball instead of zap, I think he could have delayed an attack just a little bit, doing at least defending a little better. But having the zap actually cost him a little more because of it.
Yeah, very unfortunate. But KK, like you said, well played. He staggered the minion horde and the Barbarian. And I think that one Musketeer that was put down first at the last push, staying alive for so long, even with the E-Wiz being put down, 2 Musketeers ended up just doing the damage at the end. And that's just too much because Musketeers, yeah, they're slow. Poison could get rid of them almost and get rid of it. But 2 Musketeers staying alive at the end across the bridge is not the ideal situation that you want to be in.
Here comes Yu-Gi-Oh! He does save the team in King of the Hill against Sandbox Gaming, one against Greed Chinchu, bringing the win to the team. Detonation, he was close, almost had a streak. Or against Pirameki Hanahane, he won, but stopped by Tempura once.
Yeah, but like all other players, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is one of those players where he loves Baby Dragon and it's banned. He loves the Miner, but it's banned.
But he's got a lot of unique decks, just like SP. I would actually say Yu-Gi-Oh! Is the one that's a lot more unique, bringing some uncommon cards. Comes that barrel, but no real big problem or threats with that snowball. So KK will be thinking, okay, you got snowball. I'm gonna mess around with the cycles now.
Back to match it. Splitting the Musketeers.
So with the Ice Golem, usually we would see, if it was the old times, never mind, here comes the Rage with the Balloon with the Musketeers too, but Infernal Tower not bad. Also Ice Spirit, freezing it for just a little time.
That's good. Death damage not going to be doing anything at all to the Princess Towers, but this time we have the Princess alive here. Yep. I was going to say, is he going to allow it to hit? Nope.
Knight actually, instead of the Ice Golem, does really well. Because it attacks into the unit, not like the Ice Golem. Okay, spending the log to keeping that princess alive for extra set of elixirs.
Ooh!
That was okay.
That was a nice, like, I don't know if
it was a little too early for Yu-Gi-Oh! I thought that was just an okay time.
Yeah. The timing was just very well placed for KK. The Ice Spirit gets rid of all 5 bats. But still, I was going to say right before that happened, right?
Good prediction.
Yeah, the good prediction. But Barb, that Goblin Barrel is going to have such a hard time.
Okay, Goblin's connecting a little late on that snowball. As Yu-Gi-Oh! Was spending a lot of elixirs to put down the Lumberjack plus. KK really pushing it. Understanding his cycle now. How does Yu-Gi-Oh! Push on his own? Because he's got to, not just defending, he's got to keep his units alive and then attack or just have one surprise. Okay, that's just the balloon for this, just to throw them off.
Yep, and I think Yu-Gi-Oh! Is trying to switch his cycle a little bit.
It's also just 5-5 trade, so as long as he gets his own defense.
There we go. Yeah, so as I was saying, KK, the Goblin Barrel, even though it's baiting out, he still has Bar Barrel and Giant Snowball, so it's not the ideal situation for him.
Yeah, he's baiting all the spells. Yeah, that's what happens with the buff.
Yeah.
You think it's enough throwing the log or the Bar Barrel from behind, but they connect a little bit faster to the tower. Now here comes a Rage Balloon, but a lot of even the Ice Spirit freezing it. A lot of anti-air connecting.
Look at that. The log and the couple hits from the Goblin Barrel is going to keep KK a little bit above Yu-Gi-Oh! Right now. The balloon's not hitting anything at all, unfortunately. Ooh. Alright, so the log and the constant Goblin Barrel will definitely be doing some chip damage, but
saved up a lot of elixirs for his own push. And Inferno in the trap, and even the bats.
I think.
Yeah, with the Ice Spirit.
I think one drop will happen.
This is gonna connect.
Boom. And the death damage.
And Yugi saved up a lot of elixirs right after, but
okay. The goblins. The goblins.
Yeah, bad prediction on KK. Sort of working in a way that he's on his own, but got the log damage and the rocket to finish the game, and that's KK for you guys. Bringing that set 2 for the team, and also King of the Hill. What a player we have for game win.
Yeah, and this is exactly why G. Clef was saying you need a superstar in 1v1s on your team.
It's like football, soccer. If you have the best goalie in the world, you simply cannot lose.
Yeah, you block everything.
I know. The worst thing can happen that is a tie, but you do not lose.
Yeah.
If you have a 1v1 player like this, KK, you will always win.
Exactly. You know, you can lose. Game with started off with a loss in 2v2, but KK wins his set 2 in 1v1s. KK wins his rounds in King of the Hills, and now he brings 2 sets all by himself to his team. That's a great win for Game with. They do stay up in the top of their Group A ranks.
That's 4-1 for the team.
Yeah.
Incredible what this player has brought to the team. Talent, they really tried. They brought some unique decks today with lots of Rage Balloon, but seemed like the opponents were ready for that. That's it for Game With versus Talent, but we've got one more coming up. Detonation Gaming versus Red Esports, the final one for today. Stay tuned. It is time for our third match of the night. Detonation Gaming versus Brand Esports. Especially excited about this because both really good at 2v2, especially Brand Esports.
Yep. We'll have to see which team comes out on top. We have currently Brand Esports in Group A at 2nd place, Detonation Gaming at 5th place, unfortunately. But still, with today's games, if Detonation Game comes on top, they may just slowly climb up the ranks. On your screen, we do have Detonation Gaming from Japan, Hanehane, Lewis, Pirameki, Raya, and Tempura. We have seen most of these players come out, but this team is also another team that kind of swaps around, plays around with their 2v2 teams, 2v2 composition. So we'll see what they bring out today.
Yeah, and 1v1. Not too many plays coming out from Pirameki, but other members. Of course, Luis just sticking with 2v2.
Yep.
Raya sticking 1v1, but other two, Tempura, Hanehane, they have been mixing around with 2v2 and 1v1.
Yeah.
So maybe they're yet to find their staple 2v2 combo or 1v1. But Brand, on the other side, they have found their 2v2 members for sure. Most likely, Mono GP trainer Ken together.
Yeah, definitely. And we have seen in the past, Noame's Sai as well as Jai come out for the 2v2 earlier on.
Just
but
once.
Yeah, just once. And, they have found it, like you said, G-Clef, and look at them. They are all happy. Toby on screen. We'll see how Brand Esports will perform today against Detonation Gaming.
Says Brand fighting. Win again today. There's a real chance. Detonation is not a team to be looking down though.
Yeah.
They have a lot of great players like Tempura almost having 3-win streak on King of the Hill a few days ago. That was scary to see.
Definitely, but like you said, Brand Esports, we have Tornado ban on both sides.
No Tornado for 2v2!
Yeah, only one person could ban. Like, one team could ban it, and, they both don't have to use it, but now we only have one card banned.
How about if we... No, that's too complicated.
Yeah, it is. I don't know.
I was thinking about maybe secondary ban just in case both teams ban the same thing, but never mind.
That's too complicated.
Maybe in like 2 years when we have a lot more cards, future bans
That's
can
possible.
be different.
Yeah, but Mono GP and Trainer Ken, they are definitely a strong 2v2 player, a 2v2 team that Brand Esports has found. But you can't leave out Lewis and Tempura. They have actually been performing pretty well for themselves as well. So we'll have to see how this will play out.
Yeah, Noam Sai in the audience, they always come together and just enjoying their time in Korea as well. And I believe Luis paired up with Hanehane and Tempura 2 times each. But it is actually going to be Tempura once again for 2v2. What they have shown us, a lot of balloon plays, some freeze along with it. Not too many crazy spells, but what's important for them is actually the 1v1, I think. And let's put more focus on 2v2 because they have to get it through. Let's see if they bring that freeze once again.
Yeah, unfortunately for Lewis, his 2v2 record was 2 wins and 2 losses. The 2 losses, obviously, when he was not playing with Tempura, but the 2 wins that came was with Tempura. So now it seems like Detonation Gaming believes that Lewis and Tempura for their 2v2 is going to be stable. But look at this. This is another pair that will scare you, especially when you're playing that 2v2 from Brand Esports.
Their communication and teamwork.
Lovely.
Absolutely fascinating. When you see their 2v2, it just looks clean. And 1v1 it can look clean, but 2v2, even if you're communicating with the other player, it's hard to be clean with all the spell timings and the towers in the middle. They make the game look real easy. I'm talking about Brand Esports, but of course, Detonation can do the same. Take that timer off.
You never know, because cleanness, now we have to see who's cleaner. Because these two teams, they have found their 2v2.
Dirtier. I like it dirty.
Who's dirty?
All the spells being thrown, spam everything on the bridge.
All right, well, there we go. Dirty poison put down by Detonation Gaming. Prince in the back. All right.
double. Okay, 2 Electro Wizards already. So Bren, they're awfully off to some really good defense. It's like they have their own poison as well because they got their. Yeah, you can see the pair oftentimes with E-Wiz, a lot more poison. Ice Wizard, a lot more tornado. Of course, tornado double band here.
Oh, we have the Golem put down with the Dark Prince!
And the Golem from top!
Response with the Golem!
Golem fight, here we go. We haven't seen this in a long time.
Yeah, but in the back we have a Lumberjack and versus a Dark Prince.
Rage. Log is gonna push the Golem back just once.
Oh my gosh.
Big 2 punches. Definition. Putting some more, they got some speed on it.
So much more damage coming from Detonation Gaming. Not just a little, so much more.
So they're trying to even that out with their own spells and minor. Ooh, look at that. Not too far away. Let's do the math. 98.
Yeah, there's so much damage that Detonation Gaming got. Brand Esports just caught up right away.
Yes, with Mega Minion Minor and the lightning was the key. The big boy. Big boy plays. The big difference here will be Lumberjack and the Rage.
Yeah.
Lumberjack, you can't really exactly time it, of course you want to, but Rage you can. You can just drop it on top whenever you want to. Less elixirs.
Double Prince!
And that poison doing the damage onto everything.
Triple Prince!
Double Earthquake, deleting that ice Inferno Tower going straight, but
look at the Double Prince going in. Oh my gosh, the guards are put down.
And a Offensive Poison from Detonation. It's going to do some damage as well. Chipping in. No perfect defense. Nowhere close to perfect defense. Even the guards hitting the tower. Oh no.
Wow. So I thought Detonation Gaming, getting through with the Double Prince, with the Double Earthquake, I thought they did a lot of damage, but look at this.
Yeah, but their own Golem was actually really low already before getting to the tower.
All right, once again, Double Prince for the defense. This always goes well for Detonation Gaming.
Brent, they knew with that Golem, they got the poison and few extra spells to finish the game. That's about it. Luz and Tempura, I think they rushed a little.
Yeah.
With that Double Earthquake. Okay, here we go. We got the secret strategy here against your Inferno Tower, but their Golem was already 2 damage. Maybe they could have waited for the next one, but their own tower was also a little too much damage. And from the opponent, we got the lightning, a lot of spell damage could come into the tower and just finish the game. So I think that was the reason behind the rush of Detonation. If it was executed a little earlier or a little better, I think they really had a chance too.
Just the fact that every Golem push that they had, both of them, Detonation Gaming's Golem always reached the tower. So, it was an illusion. We were thinking, oh, Detonation Gaming's Golem reached the tower. He's going to do a ton of damage, even with that double, Earthquake. But look at, the counter that Brand Esports brought with all the guards, with the Lumberjack. It's unbelievable. The replay just skipped everything. But
I see double Earthquake.
Yeah.
But I think one lightning is actually better because it deletes the Inferno Tower, but it actually locked onto the Golem for long enough time to do a lot of damage. And Earthquake, it's not as instant as lightning. It takes damage over time. So before it goes down, the Inferno Tower does damage to the tower. Golem.
Yeah.
So that's why I think it went down. So there can be some adjustments, or double Earthquake is surely a surprise, but I think they also have to think in mind that there are weak points about it too. We just wanted to hear that cool guitar sound.
Yeah, always.
Yes.
The early music.
It seems like all the players are enjoying this at the same time. Good. Okay. As long as we do not have Mana Rage on top, cycling those. Oh, E-Wizard.
Oh no, look at Brand Esports. Trainer Ken was actually clapping. He was like, hey, they made a mistake.
Still, okay, they brought their own Inferno Tower this time. Let's see the spells.
All right.
Okay, maybe not in the starting ends of Brand Esports.
But remember, Brand Esports never won with the Golem reaching the Princess Tower last game either. The Double Prince always, got rid of their golem before they reached the tower, but they were still able to win.
Yeah, because they had a lot of minor damage along with some Mega Minion. Lightning was a big factor. Pretty sure they have another big spell like that continuing in this game. We're yet to see the Inferno Tower from Brand. It looks like we're back in 2018 all over again. Golem, lots of Prince, W3D3. Rage!
Lightning. Oh, that Rage is put down there.
They wanted to remove the Golem.
Yeah, quickly and fast. Look at this. The poison is actually going to just do chip damage. They've been going back and forth, but if you look at the damage done to the Princess Tower, Dead Nation Gaming took a lot more. 200 more at least.
And also, quite fascinated by how much communication is happening from Brand all the time. Let's see, this is the real push. Lumberjack coming from Brand, but Death Nation, they got their own Rage anytime they want.
You keep saying that, but it hasn't been working out in game one. We'll see if they have changed something up.
Chrono Tower put down by Brand Esports now. Comes the Earthquake, just one this time.
Yep.
The
Rage.
Golemites actually split up. So basically only the poison damage chipping into the tower. Skeleton for one less damage onto the tower directly from the Baby Dragon.
There we go, another Golem and a Lumberjack coming through. Answered by the Prince Golem.
Double Golem from Brand. They really want to push this one. They will have the Lightning. And Inferno will be going with the first Golem. The second Golem is what's important here. Offensive poison from Brand Esports on top. More than 50% HP.
Ewis and Lumberjack doing a wonderful job defending.
3-6, 309.
That is.
And with the minor, long, few more spells are going to finish this game up. One more damage from minor. That's it.
Don't even need it.
2-0, and they also had the snowball coming.
Yeah.
Boom!
Yeah, their ceremony. 2-0 clean win.
I had their sound effects together.
Yeah.
If they're just maybe shooting the rocket spell.
Yeah.
That's one, but 2-0 clean. We're talking about how dirty, how clean it could be.
Yeah.
Yes, this is what happens when Brand Esports plays 2v2. They just make it a lot of things better somehow with the communication. I think that's the real key.
All right, well, that was clean.
Yeah.
That was very clean. And even Mono GP, a one-handed player, I think, like, when I say that, he uses two-hands. But yeah, in that second game, he was just one-handing.
Yeah. He does no hands sometimes.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, he does, when he's waiting, he just puts down both hands on the podium and then says, okay, I'm waiting.
Look at the communication going through with Brand Esports though. Like, they're here in a cafe, drinking coffee and just chatting. Like, so much communication going through.
Yeah, even last season, they were saying they have been playing 2v2 in a community match years ago. They have been playing 2v2 as an event match, fun matches. I think it always shows what they're doing here. And the Lightning, I think, was the key spell.
Yep.
Getting that Inferno Tower removed. Making sure that second golem connects with their own Rage, the Lumberjack, offensive poison, everything put down.
Yeah, and by this time when they did the double golem push, it was basically over in a way because they defended Dead Nation Gaming's golem very well, and like you said, so many spells were left over.
They still had lightning.
They had lightning, they had poison, they had the giant snowball, and the miner was connecting too.
Yes.
So yeah, but Raya. All right, I think this guy here on Dead Nation Gaming could be the star if he does well, because he has had some great games in 1v1s. So we'll have to see if he's able to beat Jai.
Some wins against, of course, having one against Greed was a big one. 2-0. And I thought Greed was really a rising rookie from the team as Raya just took him down to 0. That was a shocker. And against his opponent, Jai. And Jai brings out some crazy stuff. Like, he brings out some surprises against Expo Master and takes him down.
Yeah.
And Some really cool decks against Shake too. Big cycles. You think you would imagine what's left with the spell cards, and then he changed those spells up to catch the opponent, and it actually made sense in a lot of ways.
All right, well, yeah, both of these guys, they know how to play heavy decks. They know how to play the cycle decks. We'll see what they decide to bring out here.
Let's jump into that 1 versus 1.
Furnace, yeah, I was thinking if they're both gonna Furnace.
Fire Spirits versus Fire Spirits. Spell can change everything here. About the same cycle. So we can assume that it's Royal Giant.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they heard us.
Well,
I think those headsets are connected to us too. Like they're listening to the cast and
no way. Of course, there's just across the hall here, but we got some really nice soundproof, and they also got their noise canceling headsets there. But
that's what you think.
Let's see what the differences are. E-Wizard both.
Yeah, so far we only see the Lumberjack difference for now.
Yeah, but it might be the same with the later.
Yeah.
And Lumberjack having 1 or 2 swings. Yep, is not too happy about it.
Yeah, the Lumberjack gets a couple swing. I think the Royal Giant gets 1 cannonball. Mega Minion gets 1 on the other side. So it's kind of, yeah, they are trading off. And like you said, Jai probably has the Mega Minion in his deck somewhere.
Yeah, these are the most common ones. And sometimes Lightning with Snowball. I think we're about to see the spell cards. And those will really make the difference here. Taking out the Furnace, of course, is a big move. The reason why you see the setup is because you want to get the Fire Spirits
in the back. Oh, E-Dragon coming down. But E-Wiz.
That's actually one of the things.
Ooh, that's a big difference.
And also taking down the guards with the chain. Chain Lightning also really great against the Inferno Tower if the opponent had it.
Lightning.
He's got E-Wizard and E-Dragon and Lightning.
Yeah.
What is this deck?
He is ready for an Inferno Tower. He is ready for an Inferno Dragon, Inferno anything.
Wow, we usually see 2 out of the 3, not all 3 together.
Yeah.
Or just 1 sometimes.
Yeah. Or just none sometimes.
Yeah, that's gonna happen. But having all 3 just for safety, and this is actually really good.
Oh my gosh.
And Jai has a perfect response. The Fireball can delete that E-Dragon. But Rhea does want to keep that dragon alive and then push together. It will be really tough because Jai's got that Fireball. A lot of units to defend against him too.
So this is another situation where, you know how Jai has the Fireball for his only spell, right?
Yes.
If Rhea brought the Inferno Tower, we would have bashed on Jai again. Why not the Lightning, right? It could have happened.
Yes, those are the ones.
Yeah.
But he's got his at least Electro Wizard, so it's not as bad.
But here we go.
Even with that Lumberjack, the rage, with that rage onto the Rojan, not even getting to the Furnace, that's a big problem because of all those stuns coming out from the E-Dragon and the E-Wiz from Rhea.
But Lumberjack E-Wiz just doing splendid on defense for Jai at least. Even though he is a little behind, maybe a little less than 300 HP behind, but we'll have to see if this continues because of the spells.
A big spam coming down from Jai. Wants to chip a little more without the Lumberjack this time.
All right, Fireball. It does connect to the Furnace. I think, okay, it's not going to get, 2 Electros.
Stuns after stuns. Stuns for days.
Ooh. Okay. I was going to say it might connect, but yeah, the guards were put down perfectly.
I think Rhea was trying to predict those guards too. If it connected, that would be beautiful, but Jai waiting for the right moment. Both players trying to change up the cycle just a little bit, having the Lumberjack or not from Jai. Rhea kind of reading that and making sure the dragon is away from the furnace and the tower, so the fireball doesn't hit everything together.
Lightning's coming down soon. No. I guess not. Alright, there we go. The lightning on the bridge by Rhea. I thought, you know, he could have lightning the Princess Tower for a little bit more damage.
Guards also do tons of damage.
Alright, here we go. Counter push will be coming through.
Yep.
Ooh, nice furnace.
Comes just right up. And the guards all together. So we haven't seen any real damage connecting to either towers in the last minute or so. But it just comes down to the HP left on the towers. So far, Rhea's got it by about 150.
Yeah, and the spell damage as well. Lightning definitely 100 more than Fireball. So there we go. Oh, the Fireball is gonna be on the bridge, and Royal Giant. Oh, he gets one, but two
Second
hits.
one.
This is it.
That
So now Rhea just has to defend. That's it.
20 seconds. You don't even need to use the lightning on the tower. Just save it up and use that as a defensive tool.
And Jai has to Fireball at least twice.
Knows what's going to happen. That's it. As Rhea's got near perfect defense with the cycle. The Royal Giant game. Rhea's going to bring it to the team. But only 1-0 here. That was a pretty cool one.
Yeah.
E-Wizard, E-Dragon,
and Lightning.
Lightning all together.
And what if he got rid of the bar barrel and just put in Zap?
And what if Jai had what if Jai had Sparky? He would just throw his device and walk back to the table, saying, "Okay, you win."
Not playing.
No, but that was only the first game.
Yeah.
So.
That was a fun first game, especially because of Rhea's deck coming through with the crazy electric build.
Electric with all those stuns. Also Jai bringing that fireball. I think what really changed was that Rhea, after noticing that fireball, it was hitting all the units, but Rhea was making sure that the dragon is on the left side, so the fireball doesn't connect to the tower too much, along with the furnace.
Yeah, so Rhea was splitting the E-Dragon and the Mega Minion, so he has to choose which one he's gonna hit with the fireball. And you know, choices are hard.
Yeah, it's oftentimes what they have to make, but the placements matter all the time. And the reason why you see that kind of left and right all the way far away placement is because of those spells. They're scary, they will chip in these kind of 6-minute games.
Exactly.
Timeout from Brand Esports, and they had their first set win, but it seems like Jai wants to take it over.
Yeah. And like we have been talking about over and over, 2v2 is important, but being or having a superstar in a 1v1 as well is more important, because now after set 1 in Clash Royale League Asia, set 2 and set 3 are just all 1v1s. So if you can't win 1v1s, you're not going to be able to win even if you win that first set.
Yes, and what we saw from yesterday a lot, when the players just keep the same deck, they ended up losing a lot of the times.
Yeah.
And that's why I think we're just gonna see all the decks being changed every single set. I think that almost should be the way, because the opponent is just ready for what you have.
Yeah.
Unless you make one secret card change in the middle, like a spell change from an Earthquake to Fireball or Poison, something like that. We had the timeout from Brand Esports. Ready, Rhea still up 1-0 in the set 2. Is it going to be the Royal Giants again? Maybe not this time.
Alright, Rhea's gonna... Alright, they both had Bandit. It's done.
It's not done.
It's done.
It's not done. Not a single scratch onto the tower. What are you talking about?
Oh,
and
the
of course,
Royal Hog
with the flying machine, you can sort of expect the Hogs. What? Rhea's got his own flying machine.
Okay.
Yeah, these Rems were just...
Oh my gosh.
Ooh, the barbs are going to connect.
They got one hit each.
Because of Musketeer, of course. You don't want to put that near the tower.
Wow. Alright, so I guess in a way with the Royal Hawk split and the Barbarian kind of hitting one hit each, it's not even, but better than nothing. Rhea is trying to match what Jai is bringing to the table, and it's not doing so bad for now.
And what you want to connect along with those hogs? I think that's something that's really the key of this matchup. We're yet to see from Jai. Still no.
Oh, bats.
Yeah, against the flying machine. But a zap from Rhea can clean those bats up. Barbs are actually connecting a few shots because of no direct, say, ground unit against those batter rams.
The split Royal Hog on the bottom right did so much damage.
Yeah, good catch.
1400 left, but look at the top left. Rhea has been focusing only one tower, whereas Jai is focusing both with the Royal Hog splits, and it's doing a lot more damage. There we go. We do have the P.E.K.K.A being shown now. It's a 1 minute mark.
We've had some tries with the Royal Hog, with sometimes the 3 Musketeers, but not really being seen because of the nerf too much. Hogs onto the left, and Rhea doesn't really have too much elixirs to defend it. But let's see the push from the right. Barbs as defends.
Oh, but the Dark Prince! Ram!
And the Ram connects directly, putting on a few more shots.
But still, that is definitely not good enough at all for Rhea. Look at the health of the Princess Tower for Rhea compared to Jai. Now the left one is super low because the full Royal Hogs weren't defended.
It's a real problem as Rhea do. Let's see, he does want to focus onto the left side because that's the more damaged one.
Yep.
He wants to split with the Ram.
Look at the right side.
Gosh. That's how he's supposed to run this deck, though. So makes it a little harder for Jai. Ooh, double dash on the second bandit.
All right, I think this was a pretty good defense, though. Yes. Even though it did take some damage for Rhea, the Dark Prince and the bandit placement for the Royal Hogs, it got rid of them pretty fast.
Not as major. Nice, but early bats, expecting the flying machine. These Hogs.
Yeah. Now he's zapping. He's trying to focus on that defense.
Rhea's got one shot.
Oh, there we go.
Spam
Commitment.
Everything.
But the Dark Prince, still, I think it's this buff. The Dark Prince is doing so good.
What comes after? The bats, leading by the zap, was expected, but the flying machine does not even connect to the tower. And that was a beautiful defense. What Jai, he's got his own Hogs going straight to the tower. Rhea's going to try to defend it, but some scratches and the snowball damage is going in.
Oh gosh, that Barbarian being put down. I think this is the slow but surely the chip damage coming in from Jai will eliminate 200 HP.
And there's still minute 40. Rhea with some perfect defense. Okay, he was early on, so it stuns a little more.
Ooh, perfect defense here.
Ram without the P.E.K.K.A. The Dark Prince is getting rid of all that, but the bats just in time. Was expecting that. Okay.
It's connecting. But look at this. He has to defend. He doesn't have the.
Seems like that's game. Not enough elixirs for Rhea.
No use.
Takes the game. What a comeback here. With the Hogs, thought it was a little tough, but the moment that Rhea focused everything, because oftentimes, most likely you just send the Prince along with the P.E.K.K.A on the left or the other side of that battle ram, most likely, making the opponent really hard to defend both at the same time. But Rhea, of course, he took too much damage from what you called out the left-focused Royal Hogs.
Yeah. Well, yeah, so basically, I think Jai just played very well regarding mind games. In the beginning, he started to split the Royal Hog push, kind of forcing Rhea to choose one side. So, and then he pretended to go right side because it was lower in the beginning. But yeah, you just saw in the highlights, the left 4 Royal Hogs in the mid game was undefended except for that one flying machine, which brought that tower down HP. So now Jai had a choice. Like he could go left, he could go right. So it was a comfortable choice, a comfortable game for Jai.
Yep, when Rhea was actually locked on the left only because he can't really, he can split, but it's way too late in the game. or if you don't focus on one, you will lose against those Royal Hogs.
Exactly. Now the timeout does come in from Detonation Gaming.
Yep.
They want to win. They can't lose. They have to use their timeout. If they don't and they lose, it's over because Brent Esports, like you guys saw, a 2-0 sweep in set 1. And now it's 1-1 tied in set 2. If Jai wins, the third game or the third match is done. Ray, it's critical for him to find the right deck.
What is the choice here? As a lot of pressure on yourself. If you lose this game, your team loses.
That's a humongous pressure. But we've seen, like I said before we started this, Rhea loves the heavy decks more compared to the light. Like he has used the faster cycle, but he likes the P.E.K.K.A, he likes the Battle Ram, he likes the Mega Knight, the Ram Rider as well. So yeah, he's more towards the heavy deck. But right now, Jai is bringing a little bit faster or a little bit lighter compared to Rhea, which is forcing Rhea to kind of choose one side to defend, and that's actually getting in the way of him winning.
We've seen a lot of Royal Hogs, also the Royal Giants, and some Hogs along with it. We know the meta, we've seen the decks. But can there be something new, something of a surprise?
Lockbait coming from Rhea?
Yes.
Right away.
With the Princess, it was very high, the highest chance. Some Hogs are available with the Princess again. Of course, Jai having that Barbaro, I think that has to be just kept for those Goblin Barrels.
Exactly. All right, Prince to answer for that. Here we go. The Dark Prince. Giant coming through. The E-Wiz. Nice.
Just stops the charge damage before it gets to the Giant.
It's not bad. The Mega Minion doing some damage to the Prince as well. The Dark Prince is pretty healthy. Dark Goblin connects a lot. Oh, nice drag.
Yeah.
Keeps
Dark
that
Goblin,
Dark.
Dark Goblin 4. And they will start doing damage, so Jai's got lots of big units that are okay, but he's got to use the Mega Minion for Princess sometimes, and the Barrel for Goblin. So what is he actually going to use for that Dark Goblin? I think that will be the key.
Yeah, well, if you notice, he has Poison and Zap and Barbaro. So I think Poison has to be the one to be used offensively when the Dark Goblin is put down, or the Princess.
Yeah, the placement of that Dark Goblin will be crucial for Rhea.
Yep, exactly. And Poison has to be put down soon. Yeah, there we go.
Because it was actually on the right, not on the left this time.
All right, so this is going to be the trade that Jai has to make with the Poison, I think, every time. Rhea has to find the way to...
I actually thought he's going to put the Dart on the left because he already did a lot more damage onto the left side.
All right, well, the Zap, Barbaro.
And now, few connects.
Oh, yeah. 2 connected, I think, yeah.
Now it takes a lot shorter time for them to actually connect. Gotta be ready.
All right, well, this is going to be it again. We have the Princess down all the way on the left this time, and the Poison is put down again. Like I said, it's going to be the source of damage. Dark Goblin jumps into the Poison, unfortunately.
But it doesn't die.
Stays alive.
Takes a lot more than a second to actually go down from the Poison.
The Bar Barrel is used.
Nice delete on the left.
That's a nice delete, but now the Goblin Barrel. Oh, there we go. The Dark Prince just in case. Yep, no Bar Barrel. Yes, a Zap, yeah.
Takes a few connects. He's reading the spell really well. Of course, it's called a spell bait for a reason. Ooh. And yeah. Giving no time for him to actually keep that barrel. Keep that Barbarian Barrel from Jai.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this. Focus onto the left for Rhea now.
Oh my gosh. One did connect. Oh, 2 connected. It's actually the last one's connecting a lot.
It kept on connecting because of all the ones in the front near the bridge. but Giants are coming. Rhea did spend a lot of elixirs.
Oh, this is actually a pretty good push. Even though, unfortunately, if that Giant was on the right side connecting, it would have been a lot better. But still, now this creates an opportunity. Look at both of the HP. They're both around, 1,500, 1,300 here.
Yeah, for the lock. For the spell bait, Rhea, it's a lot harder to go for the second crown, so he has to finish it with just one, of course, overtime here. And there's going to be focus on the left only, it seems like. They have made the switch.
Ooh, this time that bar barrel was pretty good. Didn't get any connection.
Also, the Giant is pretty healthy.
Oh, this actually is pretty dangerous.
Okay, 2 punches. With a lot more units coming, Goblins will just milk from the Zap, and that's a charge! End the game for Giant. That's it! Great comeback with switching of lanes. He followed up the cycle against Rhea. Well done.
Wow.
And that's match.
That's basically just dispel. That is match. Jai just dispels. He knew exactly how to use it. I guess in a way it's obvious that they are.
And then they always throw Trainer Ken in the air. I guess
just for the heck of it.
I guess he's the lightest. So, so it doesn't take them the most amount of elixirs to have him up there.
Yeah, the least. Fast cycle.
Yep, they were looking for that cycle. Well done. Of course, Rhea had his try, and also Destination Gaming. They got their strategy somewhat working today, but one closer to all the game finishes. Warp Brand. And that's 2-0 set score. That will actually clean things up for today.
Yeah, and finally today we had Sandbox Gaming, who was 0-4, gets their first win. Tying things up with Destination Gaming because they just lost. So they're Sandbox Gaming and Destination Gaming, they're both 1-4, finishing their Group A session here. And GameWith and Burn Esports, they both win. They will stay at the top together. This is the result of today.
What we have is the Match A result, Group A result, the last day of Phase 1 here. Only in Group A, they will start to verse the ones from Group B, starting from next Saturday, because that's when they come back. Let's see which teams go against which. It's going to be a mixed now, not just fighting them inside of the groups. And updated ranks for Group A. Got 2 teams on top. GameWith, Brand Esports, 4-1, 4-1. And look at that. Set score is the same now. Only a few game difference.
Yeah. So
ooh,
now...
Isn't that wrong then? +9.
Oh, yeah.
Brand Esports should be on top. We'll make sure that is correct.
True.
We'll double check on that until the next time. But OP Gaming, of course, 3-2. Talon Little Lore with 2-3. Sandbox with that win sort of ties up with Destination now.
Yeah, in a way, they are still in 6 because of the set game, as we always say it. But either way, all the teams, both in Group A and Group...
We're forgetting head-to-head. The game with beat Brand Esports once.
Oh,
yeah,
that is true.
That's what we had before. Yes.
Yeah, that is why. That is exactly why. So head-to-head is before,
Yes.
the set-in games. And this is the schedule that is coming up next for Week 4. And you guys can see on Thursday, that's the last day for Group B. And starting Saturday, the 18th of May, is when we start mingling the 2 groups.
Oh, yes. Like you can see GameWith versus Chaos Theory. Detonation versus Fob. Oh, man. I'm ready for that one. OP Gaming versus Kicks. Of course, we got the Group B, the final day.
Yeah.
Coming in Thursday very soon. But when we mix up the groups...
Yeah, I'm looking at the mixed groups right now.
Brand Esports versus Kings on Dragon X. There are some crazy matchups coming in very soon. So it's going to get even more exciting as the season goes. Yeah,
it's going to be crazy. You guys saw it. But before we get into that, the Thursday, to finish up the group for Group B, it's going to kind of solidify which teams are the real top tier teams from Group B. We've seen it now for Group A. We have GameWith and Burn Esports at the top.
Yeah, Group B Chaos Theory really leading everything with 4-0, but the middle of the pack is really intense. 3 teams with 2-2. So let's see what happens on Thursday because Group B, Their level of skill is actually insane.
Yeah.
We're seeing what's happening. Some superstars are being born from Group B. Continue the action next week. That's it for us for today. Guys, see you guys next week.